This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. I like that one. Don't you guys like that? I get scared just listening to it. Maybe a little ominous. Hey, thank you, brown-eyed girl. Man, I tell you what, I know why people don't do the trial live streams. Man. Like, I mean, brown-eyed girl just put in half of what was made for an 8-hour live stream. Isn't that crazy? Thank you, brown-eyed girl. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Hold on. 8 hours monitoring and making sure the windows are open for everybody, and just wow, $24 for an entire 8 hours of show. I don't think I'll be doing that. I might just do like a live stream for like, you know, for the public to watch or something. Well, I didn't ask you to promote somebody, Lux. Yeah. Yeah, we were doing a live stream. Yeah. I don't even know what that means. Hey, thank you, Ashy Snow. That was pretty wild, though. Man, 8 hours. Didn't complain one time, though. Didn't complain once. Yeah, I made the cameras, set them all up correctly, and you know, try to make it so you can see people better. And, you know, but you gotta admit, like that's pretty bad. So now I understand why people don't do the trial live streams. Mm-hmm. No, it's cool, Lux. I mean, I think he's cool and everything. But I'm not sure what made you, like, you had fun over there. Like, I was doing a show too, you know. It's kind of strange. Let's see. Yeah, you also got your... Yeah, I got my 5 miles in. Yep, definitely got that in during the halftime when you guys got to watch Blue and Chloe the whole time. Yeah, I mean, I think I like glare, you know. I'm not saying I don't, you know. We can't communicate really ever. He can see my comments, but I can never see his. It's really strange. We've tried to fix it 1,000 times. Nobody knows what the hell the problem is. But like 3 or 4 years ago, we actually, on my show, looked at the surveillance footage outside the house and were able to tell that you could see Gannon shadow come out the back side of the car and go into the house. And people were like, no, she put him somewhere already. And it's just not true. Law enforcement even believes that she made it home. And, whether you want to believe. See, here's the thing about Letecia Stauch. Is she's very similar. I don't know if anybody out there has ever watched Jodi Arias or anything like that. But she's very similar to that person. I mean, almost identical. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just so similar. Long, rambling sentences. I think she might even have the same deal, the borderline personality disorder. And don't worry about it, Lex. It's just sort of out of the nowhere. What was I being talked about today about? Yeah, that's why I always want to play the Jodi Arias one, because she takes it to a different level. She actually sometimes outwits Juan Martinez and flusters the prosecutor. It's pretty strange. But I think she might actually have borderline personality disorder. I didn't realize that was a thing. I thought, well, borderline, you say like almost something. I mean, she's almost got a personality disorder. I didn't realize it was actually, that's just what it's called. I mean, that was back then. Obviously, since then, I've known that, but I've never even heard of it at that time. Let's see. As baldy? I don't know what that means. Do not know what that means. What do you mean? What do you mean the newest Arias it was a new documentary? I don't know. No, I haven't seen that one. Hey, thank you, K-Me. Yeah. I think it's kind of a shitty day, though, for our country, though. I mean, this is one of those things. Oh, you're going to talk about politics, bro. Well, it is crime, right? It's true crime.
Chewbacca?
The charges that Trump is charged with are just so ludicrous to do this, to try to divide the nation like that. And I'm somebody that thinks, here's what I think. If you commit a crime, you should be charged with it. But how come it isn't distributed evenly across all the people out there? Like, for example, Hillary Clinton is a criminal. Okay? I mean, she smashed with her, I think it was her cell phones with a hammer. I mean, nobody does anything about those. So it's like sometimes you just, for the good of the country, you don't charge with these sort of smaller things. Okay? So this is just sort of strange. I was walking around in the store and somebody goes, oh, it's a great day. Oh, it's a great day, man. Because people have Trump derangement syndrome, where they just hate somebody so much that they're willing to put our country, throw it down the freaking toilet just to get back at somebody they didn't like. Okay? Because this is going to be a really bad thing. Oh, well, come on, Lex. Tell me what he was saying. What was I saying that he liked? So anyways, I think it's a horrendous day for our country, because now what's going to happen is when the Republicans are going to get in there, they're going to expose all of the dirty shit. And we're just going to keep going back and forth, and we're going to become one of those banana republic type countries where, oh, wow, we're having political prosecutions and everybody's attacking everybody. And it just sucks, it's just unbelievable. I don't really, so there's people out there that think it's really great and awesome because they hate that guy. They hate Trump. I understand why you don't like him. But when I just listened to the press conference, I don't agree with some of the stuff Trump was saying, like the stuffing of the ballot box. Nobody knows any of that shit. Nobody's proved anything. But the other stuff he was talking about is real. They really invented things to accuse him of for 4 years, making people hate him for those reasons. I've gone over this so many times, it's almost mind-boggling. And I understand why you don't like him. He is arrogant. He posts on Twitter all the time, stupid shit. And he does all these different things. But he did a lot of great things. We were doing really well until COVID hit. You know, and it's just, I don't know, man. It's just really frustrating. And so, you know, be careful what you ask for, because now everything's going to come to light. And guess what? You know, here's something I do want to say. So this is, he's being charged with, like, financially, you know, covering up something to not disclose something before the election, right? So that, you know, he'd have a better chance of winning. Well, isn't that exactly what happened with Hunter Biden's laptop, who everybody was saying over and over again was his laptop? It had incriminating information from him, and there was implications that he was, Biden himself was receiving money, and it all got covered up by Twitter and all of the media out there. And it turns out it was all real, every bit of it. But it was all covered up to get him into office, right? So it just goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it just sucks, all right? So if you're going to treat somebody like they just did to him, you better watch out, because now it's not going to be pretty. There's going to be people looking into everything, and we're just going to look like a joke to the rest of the world. And that's the truth. But I do believe, like, hey, when somebody commits a crime, you know, they should be charged. But if there's a precedence out there where you just kind of, you know, people that have been presidents and high up like that for the betterment of the country, unless it's some like murder or some horrendous crime, you don't really touch it. That's not what's happening now. That's not what's happening now. Okay? It's just nitpicking bullshit over and over and over again. And it's been it happened for 4 years while he was in there. And that is the truth, everybody. Now, you might have a different opinion. That's because you hate the person, so you're not willing to listen to anything rational or logical. All right. Awesome. Good stuff. Always love starting the show like that. But you got to bring it up because people go, Gray, why didn't you talk about the... Yeah, well, I did. Okay? Yeah. So if anybody out there thinks, what a great day, you are delusional. Okay? You are delusional. All right, let's see. And I'm sorry if that offends somebody, but I got to tell you that. All right, well, I'm going to move on to something else now, if you don't mind. And if you're out there and you want to join the channel, hit the join button and have your name in green, where you can actually have the little emojis. Now, one of these days, we'll go back over the emojis again, and we'll explain where they all came from. All right. Welcome to our Gray Talk. Yeah. Yeah, well, it offends people that hate Trump. I understand why people don't like him. But a lot of the things they don't like him about is stuff that wasn't real. That's what's scary. It's just, you know. No, Gray, I took all those things into account, man. I really... Yep, no, you didn't. You already hated him so much after all those. No matter what was said after that, forget it. All right, so there's a missing woman named Madeline Kingsbury out there. Well, I've got about 8 notebooks left. I just sent 5 of them out today, so if anybody wants a notebook, you send 25 into PayPal, and there they are. But it'd be great if we could get the super chats and whatnot up tonight, because last night wasn't that great, and an 8-hour show today was horrible, and so it'd be great that, because right now, if we were to add it all up together, I've made, let's see, $3 an hour. Back in the day, when you worked at McDonald's, you got $3.75. Yeah. You guys, man, it's unreal. All right, here's a missing person right here. Urgent hunt for this. I'm just putting it out there because it's new, and let's, got to get the name out, but I got to switch screens here. Let me see. Right here. Oh, that'd be probably 20-something bucks to send it to Croatia. For sure. Yeah, it's 19 to Australia. I don't know what it'd be to... Yeah, it's probably about the same. 20, probably. Thanks, Frazzled Cat. You just equaled the entire 8-hour live stream. Unbelievable. Thank you. All right, vanished urgent hunt for missing mother Madeline Kingsbury, 26, after disappearance is labeled out of character. So it says an urgent hunt has begun for missing mother Madeline Kingsbury after her out of character disappearance, police say. This is in the Sun here. Kingsbury failed to show up to work and pick up her children from daycare on March 31st, prompting search efforts. What do you mean, Carlos? What does that mean? Terminated. She wasn't working for anybody. Endangered missing person, Madeline Kingsbury. The 26-year-old was last seen on the morning of March 31st, according to the Winona Police Department. As of month, let me show you. She lives in Minnesota, actually, like right on that border here. Hey, thank you, Taco Queen. I appreciate it. There we go. That doubled the entire 8 hours. And thank you. Yeah, everything helps, Lisa. Thank you. Everything, every bit. I mean, that's the thing is, every night on this channel, I try to raise funds to help support me, to allow me to keep doing this, but then because of your generosity and all the freaks helping out, I donate over 50% of the net revenue to true crime-related charities, and last year we did $62,000, $42,000 the year before that, and $22,000 the year before that, and we're up to, I think, what is it, 17 this year so far? So, we're at $142,000 since January 2020. If you can find another channel that's done that, let me know. Thank you.
As always, thank you for what you do.
20 minutes from your city? Okay. Yeah, so there was an address there too, but I think this is where she lives, right here.
Hope this helps a little.
It helps a lot, actually. Hey, thank you, Stacy Facey. Yeah, I always get, you know what I always end up getting after what I just said a minute ago at the end of the show? Gray, I tune into your show for true crime, not politics. Okay, well, it was a little bit of a crossover, okay? So I wanted to say that, it's just not really a good day, for anybody. But you watch. Read the comments tomorrow. You'll see it. You always get them. I always just say, don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Okay? No big deal. Kingsbury was supposed to show up for work that morning, but didn't. So that's kind of creepy. Let me see which one. Okay, it's this house right here. It says blue one, if she still lives there. She definitely has this as an address. Really cute little house there. I like these kind like this. Hey, thanks, Cindy Leon. And what we're going to do tonight on Letecia is just kind of, if you guys have something you thought about from the trial, you can type it in. I'll comment on that because I listened to basically the whole thing. But I really just want to play the her conversation she had with Al. I mean, man, that stuff that's like pure gold, man. It's crazy. Does she live right here? I wonder if that's that same vehicle. This is this is too old. This is 2012, so.
Chewbacca?
It's probably not.
Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Thanks for covering this one.
Yeah, no problem. The 26-year-old was last seen on the morning of March 31st, according to Winona Police Department. As of Monday, she has been deemed an endangered missing person by police. Kingsbury was supposed to show up for work that morning, but didn't. Kingsbury was supposed to pick up her children up from daycare after work then. So does that mean that they were already dropped off at daycare, then she went missing on the way to work? That's what that sounds like. That means that she had already left the house, going to work, dropped the kids off at daycare, then something happened. On the way to work, yeah, maybe that was something. So it says Kingsbury was supposed to pick up her children from her daycare that afternoon, but didn't show up or make other arrangements. All of this is extremely out of character for her. Investigators have spoken to friends and family, collecting information as they continue to search for Kingsbury. And I guess this is new. New information released by police on Monday revealed that a van matching the description of Kingsbury's Kingsbury, that's hard to say, was seen traveling from Winona on March 31st. So seen leaving the town.
God bless America, USA.
And by the way, how about this for pareidolia? Look at this thing. Doesn't that look like a dog with its ear, eye, nose, little snow on it, his arm, paws? You can't see. Hold on, let me move it over. Look at that. The nose, snow there, eye, an arm here laying there. But it's not, man. It's actually a mountain with snow on it. Thought I'd point that out. And this is what they put out, the press release. Update on endangered missing person Madeline Jane Kingsbury, 26. Madeline Kingsbury was last seen. And by the way, thank you to Dobby, Mississippi. God bless America, yep. And Cindy Leon, all right. Update of endangered missing person Madeline Jane Kingsbury, 26. Madeline Kingsbury was last seen the morning of March 31st and has not had contact with friends or family, so that's 4 days from, so far. She was last seen at her home in Winona, Minnesota. Kingsbury was supposed to show up for work that morning, but didn't. In addition, numerous calls and messages from friends and family went unanswered. Yeah. The part about not the daycare is interesting to me. In addition, numerous calls and messages from friends and family went unanswered. Kingsbury was supposed to pick her children up from daycare that morning, but didn't show up or make other arrangements. So that's interesting. So it's either she left them there in a place that they're safe intentionally and took off, or something happened to her after she dropped the kids off at daycare. The dog's name is Sniffy? Okay, cool. Thanks, scouting, dude. How you feeling? By the way, I heard from Dennis today, and he said what was he? He's got a kidney stone, and he was taking some medication, and he didn't realize that the medication might make him feel strange. So he thought he was actually going to die. For 2 weeks he was just going downhill, and he thought he was going to die. And then his girlfriend said, "Hey, why don't you stop taking the medication?" And then boom, 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 he got better. I mean, but man, could you imagine feeling like that? And now he's been doing a bunch of FOIA requests on the Alan Phillips Schneeoberholzer, and he already sent me some stuff, but I can't share it for I guess a couple weeks. But it's pretty interesting. I mean, it's he's getting some cool stuff. We're gonna have to go over that, even though that case is solved and conviction and everything like that. But it'll be good. It'll be good. Oh, yeah, it's 6 of those? Ew. I don't know how. What do you mean, how to help you? You have to go to your YouTube settings, and, you know, it's kind of complicated. You have to just look it up on YouTube, how to unblock somebody on YouTube. But she's also not in here, so I haven't seen Tina all night, so I don't know if she's even watching. Okay, so since March 31st, investigators have interviewed numerous people, including family and friends. Investigators have been canvassing neighborhoods, searching areas, and attempting to collect any video surveillance. So they must have talked to friends and family, and something seems really off for them to just jump on the, hey, let's start canvassing for surveillance. You wonder if there's a male involved. Like, who's the father? You know, is she single? Is there some guy out? I mean, I don't know. It's odd, though, that somebody could figure out a way to do something to her right after dropping the kids off at daycare. I guess if that was something you regularly did, then you could be waiting in the parking lot of the daycare, and even perhaps if you had known her before and had a key to the car, you could get into the car, wait for her to get in, and then do something, and then drive away with her in it. We'll see. Since March 31st, investigators have interviewed numerous people, including family and friends. Investigators have been canvassing neighborhoods, searching areas, and attempting to collect any video surveillance that might give us clues as to where Kingsbury or her van, a 2014 dark blue Chrysler Town and Country, may have traveled. Recent developments led investigators to believe a van matching the description of Kingsbury was seen traveling from Winona to the eastern part of Fillmore County. All right, let's see. How do you think you spell Fillmore? Wait, they said it in there, how to spell it. No, 2 L's. Okay. There it is, right there. Turn that on. Okay, so she's right there, and if she lives there, and then she's going into the eastern part of the county, so right here on Highway 43. There you go. So Kingsbury's van. Doesn't that make sense? And actually 43 goes right out of town there, and then it continues, and then it goes into the eastern part. You know, that's the only thing that makes a lot of sense, because what it shows is they probably have her on camera going by here even. So where else are you going to be going other than into the eastern part? All right. The Winona Police Department and the Fillmore County Sheriff's Office are asking residents and landowners in eastern Fillmore County to check their properties, including any video cameras, doorbell cameras, game cameras, etc., for any signs of the van passing through or stopping. In addition, we ask residents, landowners to check for signs of a disturbance or other suspicious activity. We are specifically looking for information during the time frame of 8 a.m. on March 31st to 4 p.m. on April 1st. Right, because 8 a.m. is probably right after she dropped the kids off. Along the Highway 43 corridor. See, didn't even read that yet, but just using logic and common sense of Winona and Fillmore counties. If you have any information, please contact the Winona Police Department at 507-457-6288. Assisting the Winona Police Department in the investigation is the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, Winona County Sheriff's Office, Fillmore County Sheriff's Office, blah, 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 blah. All right, got that, and I think this is basically just repeating that immediate release. Yeah, so this is the document that was in that article, so you can go check that out later. So, wow, that's pretty odd. I mean, is that a main highway that goes somewhere? That seems really specific, doesn't it? Like, wouldn't you normally, if you were going somewhere major, you'd be taking one of these highways? But, 43 is it's right there, but then let's just see what this looks like. I mean, it doesn't look like a very, it is kind of a highway, but it's something where, like, she's going somewhere specific. Doesn't it seem like that? I mean, why this highway? Maybe that cuts off something. I mean, if you're heading, that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say, is that there's no really major cities around. So it's probably, the van was going somewhere like one of these. 43 goes all the way down there. I mean, maybe Brattsburg or Newburgh or Rushford up at the top there. It's not like you're heading on a long journey somewhere. That's what, it doesn't feel like that. It seems like she's kind of heading in here because that road is so, it's not a large freeway heading to a really large city somewhere else, in my opinion. I mean, Waterloo's down here. So I think that's about it there. We'll just keep following it and see what we come up with. All right? I'm sure there's other information on social media about, there's probably friends saying stuff, and maybe that'll be interesting. What's the erg for, Zozo? Just erg. That doesn't tell us anything. Or huh? Upgraded to what? Oh, well, there you go. Terry Ann upgraded to Oogla Boogla. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't see it because I was reading. Yeah. That's the middle one, yeah. Cool. Thank you. I don't know what AS means. Sorry. You're going to have to type in full sentences. Her van was found later. So even after this was written, her van is parked in now backwards. So it's still sitting there right now. So her car made it all the way back home. God, did somebody kidnap her and put her somewhere and then drive the car back? That's pretty strange. Yeah, I see that now, Jeff. But you made a small S, so I couldn't see. Oh. Well, what's going on then, AS? Does she have any? Are there any X's that are okay? But let's get past the. Okay, so anyways, the car left and it was heading to eastern part of that county, right? And then it came back and it was backed in. I don't understand the significance of that. So why did it leave, then come back if it was to pick up her body or something that was in the house by backing it in? But if it backed in, then you didn't take anything out because the car's still there. So I don't think the backing in, what's significant about it being backed in? I don't understand that. Who's Adam? Sage? Nobody knows what that means. Who's Adam? God, I guess I just have to sit there and stare at the chat all day instead of reading the articles that are out. So Adam is her ex-husband. And he lives in the area. Does he live south? Huh. It does make you think, okay, so if there's something like that, then something happened to her. But, you know, the problem is she dropped the kids off at daycare, right? Okay. That her and her, the children, I don't know what that means. Was said that her and her, the children. I don't know what that means. And then you said her again. Can you do that sentence again? I just don't understand it. We don't either, but it was said that her and her, the children of her father. But it was said that her and her, the children of her father. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Maybe just type that in again. Okay, so she was with her husband when they dropped the kids off at daycare, even though she was supposed to go to work, and then disappeared. I don't know. Send me a link, Zeta Jones. I'm doing something else, as you can see. Adam and Madeline dropped the kids off at yeah, it's so much better. Okay. So why do you think that Adam was with how old are these kids, by the way? Are they able to speak? Can they say if there was something negative happening? Did they have custody? Yeah, I know, Kitty Cat. We figured it out. Thank you. I thought you just said it was her husband, ex-husband, not boyfriend. Her ex-boyfriend and her took kids and they dropped them off. It's Adam. Every time I say the word Adam, I keep thinking of the Idaho 4. What did Adam tell you? Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder if he was, if it was sort of a forced thing. And then his car. So here's what it sounds like, just as putting the information together, is that possibly the male, Adam or whatever his name is, drove over to the house and somehow was able to get into the van with the mom and drove the kids to daycare. Then he did something, drove the car south into that other county, did something with her physical being, her body. then drove the van back to the house, backed it in, then got in his own vehicle again and drove away. That sound about right? Okay, kitty cat. Jesus. Okay, they were never married, but recently separated. What do you guys? I don't even know what I said. That was just funny. Yeah, tell me what I said. That was just funny. I forgot. I'm just naturally funny, and I don't even remember. Oh yeah, the Idaho 4. Okay. What did you tell Adam? Yeah. So that sounds like, is that what people are thinking? AS? And by the way, how old are the kids? If you can answer that. What did you say to Adam is what it said. What did you say to Adam? Yeah, she told Adam everything, right? Okay, we're back in one of those lulls again. I'm just staring at the screen now, waiting for somebody to type something. This is why I don't do this. Okay? Just sitting there staring at the screen, waiting for somebody to respond to something whenever they feel like it, and I just, forget it. All right, moving on. We're going to move on to something else now. So what do you guys think of this right here? So we'll just keep us updated on that. Send me an email if you got updates on that last case. I don't have any more to add to it. Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be that little. It could be 4 or 5 years old, Mm-hmm. Right. Well, you gave me a name that she was with some guy, so that's the only reason I can explain how the car went south, the van, and then it shows back up in her garage later. Okay, that should tell you something. Yeah, that's strange. I mean, where did she go? And he's still there walking around doing things. And obviously he has his own vehicle, so if they were together, his vehicle was somewhere when they were together at the daycare. Hey, thanks Cindy Lean and Kathy Chapin and Donna D.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Well, AS, keep me updated then. Maybe you can find me on. I got my same name on Facebook, Ray Hughes. Not too many of us out there.
Chewbacca?
Plus, you can send me an email, so make sure I got all the facts. I mean, that's how I do it. But I speculate based on the facts at hand. And since you provided specific information, you can speculate pretty rationally off of that information. Feels like, anyways. That doesn't sound like Nicola Bully at all. How does that sound like Nicola Bully? I mean, it's not even close, Nothing similar about it. Okay, yeah, she dropped her kids off at school and then she went missing at a park. This one has the husband, or ex-boyfriend, I guess, driving in the van with her while they dropped the kids off at the daycare, then drove away, and the van went down south. It wasn't like, Nicola Bully is its own case. That case is solved and it's over. Okay, that case isn't even interesting anymore. It was an accident. She fell in the water. She was in the water the whole time. Yeah, maybe someday there'll be something else that comes out that changes everybody's opinion about that one, but we don't have it. It's not something. I mean, I think it's weird that people are still making videos on Nicola Bully. It's like, wow, that did so well for me. So I'll make another one today on Nicola Bully. You know, give me a break. Hold on a second. All right, do you guys mind if I flip over to another case now? Too bad there's a gap in membership, but I'm here now. A gap? I don't know what that means. Hey, what's going on? Juju positive. Well, look at, they gave you all of your months back. You got to keep your full 2-year badge up on there. Okay. So this is kind of a weird developing thing here. Bodies of missing men keep being pulled from Chicago waterways, prompting fears of a serial killer. It has all the making of a scary future true crime documentary. All year long, dead bodies have been discovered in the Chicago River and the city's Lake Michigan shoreline and harbors. And though evidence of foul play isn't readily apparent in all the cases, the similarities, all young men, so it's sort of like the missing men of Boston. All young men, all found in the city's waterways, have citizens wondering if the deaths are somehow connected. With 2 more bodies found just this month, many Chicagoans can't help but think their city is being stalked by a serial killer. The horrific discoveries have occurred throughout 2022, and many of the cases are unsolved. 2 bodies have been pulled from Lake Michigan just in December 2022 alone. Earlier this week, 25-year-old Peter Salvino's body was discovered by Chicago police in Diversity Harbor, one of the many inlets from Lake Michigan. Salvina, a doctoral student at Northwestern University, had gone missing the night of Saturday, December 17th, while walking home from a party. His discovery comes just 2 weeks after 21-year-old Polish man Krzysztof Subert was found unresponsive at the city's Oak Street beach 2 miles south just after he had left a Christmas party. Authorities have yet to determine what happened to either man. I mean, it could be that they got drunk at a party and fell in. Wow, thanks, Juju Positive. 10 members. Now just make sure after it runs out that you all stay channel members. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to, Greg. I don't want to. Okay. Thank you. Authorities have yet to determine what happened to either man. Salvina and Zubert are just 2 of a disturbing pattern of mysterious deaths in Chicago in 2022. Sadly, the list goes on and on. In January 2022, 23-year-old Inaki Baskarin was found in Chicago River after disappearing around Halloween. In May, University of Illinois Chicago student Danielle Sotelo and Natalie Brookson were both found just weeks apart in Lake Michigan. Also in May, Eden Del Lo was retrieved from the river after disappearing from the city's Brighton Park neighborhood. Many, though not all, of the cases follow similar patterns, which has many fearing the possibility of a Chicago serial killer. So, I don't know. Something to look out for, you know. You might want to, the links are in the description if you want to look more up on that. Pretty crazy. And by the way, if you just became a new channel member, make sure to say thank you to Juju Positive. I usually like to delete the people who got the free memberships and didn't say thank you. I know that makes me an ass, but just the way I feel. Yeah, there's like 12 missing men. All right, this is just some update stuff. Well, maybe I'll do that tomorrow because right now we're already close to an hour in here. I was going to do some more on the Nashville shooter stuff, but let's just do that. I'll just put that in the lineup for tomorrow. Hey, look at there's Colleen. So what did somebody earlier was saying something about Molly Golightly. What's what happened there? What do you mean she was fired by who? Man, that just is crazy to me. There's a Jenny 8675309 and an actual 8675309 and the person's name is Jenny. That has that. That's just so weird to me. And how come you're not a channel member, Jenny? Yeah. Yeah, you have to go below the video and hit the join button. What does that mean? So how did that happen? How did she end up losing her channel? Oh, she got some channels taken down? I don't know what you're saying. You just reversed what you said. No, it's not the same person, Kubi. Weirdly. Right, Jenny. Right. I just saw you down at the store buying a Twinkie. How'd you see me, Gray? I really did eat a Twinkie. Oh. Huh. But I don't think that would get somebody... like YouTube... How, that would just be a strike, I mean, I'm not saying she doesn't deserve that. I mean, she's absolutely abysmal of a person. I mean, just hideous. So, but, it does suck for her. I'm not going to sit around and cry about it or anything like that, but it takes a lot of work to, the difference is, here's the thing. It takes a lot of work to do a YouTube channel like mine. It doesn't take a lot of effort to just turn on the camera and start blabbing away for hours. Okay? So it's hard for me to say, oh, wow, that's a lot of hard work to get where she was and everything. It isn't. It's easy to do that stuff. Just be sensationalistic, get everybody to like you, and oh, yeah, get 5, 6, 7, 800 people watching, and 1,000, and they're all just wanting to hear the next piece of gossip, because that's what sells on YouTube. And then you got someone like me, who spends hours trying to get together files and putting stuff together to do the shows every single night, 362 days a year probably, 300. Let's just say 360. And it's a lot of work, It's like it's busy. So, I feel bad for people losing a channel, but what do you do? I'm surprised it wasn't sooner. She said a lot of things that are, really shouldn't be acceptable whatsoever in the true crime or even on YouTube. And Mm-hmm. Hey, thanks, Allison, on PayPal. And Play-Doh. A missing in action PayPal. Yeah, so we're back in another. See, tonight I'm hoping to have a really good night on here because we got behind last night. Hey guys, hey, I sent you an email. Oh, you did? Oh. Let's see. Oh yeah, well we were. So I was hoping to sing a birthday for you, Nikki Zubs. I see your email there. Hey, thanks, Jim Lawn. And yes, if you want your lawn done, give Jim a call. Charges you $50,000 an hour, but it's well worth it. Plus, this is the only channel with. Hey, Allah, hey, Allah, oh, yeah. Yeah. Thanks, K-Me. Yeah, I think Heels in the Air is funny. For sure. I don't understand you. This poor boy was stubbed, shoot, and there is still a case. Which one are you talking about?
Another wave.
Which one are you talking about? Naven Man? But hey, Naven Man, if you want to, let's see. If you send in 35, I'll still send you the notebook with the 2 pens. All right, how about that? I'll eat the other part of the shipping. That's like, I don't know what it is to where you live, but it might be more. Yeah. All right, let's start looking at the Stauch. So what I did was I streamed it live all day. Tomorrow I'm going to do it public live. See if that'll help a little bit. I'll do a public live stream, and then we will probably do the same thing later. But you always can go back and watch it because it's on the channel there. So let me go. Yeah, and the reason I'm recording the whole thing is so that I can play it back, because YouTube has a really good thing where you play it at quicker speed and it still sounds normal, the voice does. Oops, that wasn't the one. It was this one. Yeah, I'm kind of just getting my laptop set up. So they switched all the cameras around after lunchtime. So I don't really know if I want to listen to any of the stuff prior. It was really what we hear about is, so what I did is I take the big shot and then this one, and then I make other shots where you can see a little bit closer up, even though it's kind of blurry. At least it's a little bit more interesting. But basically the first part was just Al, the husband, is talking about Letecia and how she tried to manipulate him multiple times. Just doing various things out there, pretended she was pregnant one time, and just all kinds of stuff. And so this here, let me take my face off. So I think what we'll do is just go all the way to Oh, by the way, you missed my doggy cam during the hour and something lunch. Look at that. I mean, are those the greatest? I had the music playing. Oh, yeah. See that? You missed it, man. It was awesome. Sounds better at 1 1/4 though. Watch. A little quicker. Yeah. Oh yeah, give him something to eat, little snack. Blue's grabbed it right out of my hand, and then the next time I tried to feed him something, see what I do is I fed him this little piece of meat, and he snatched it, and he knows he can't do that. So then I brought him another one, and he kept turning his head. It was funny. Watch. See, I'm trying to hand it to him, and he turns his head. Look. Even though he really wants it, but I'm not going to snatch it again. I can't not snatch it. Chloe she just gets so tangled up all the time. Pretty good, huh? Anyways, then they come back and... Do you know, was the conversation before lunch or was it right after lunch they started doing that? Let me see what he's saying right here.
So that we can start at, say, 1:20. Again, do not discuss the case among yourselves. Do not do any research about any aspect of this case. Do not discuss the case with anyone else either. Mr. Combs had relayed to me a question by a juror as to whether or not you can receive a transcript at the end of the trial. The answer to that is no. The transcript is for other purposes. No jury is ever provided with a transcript of the court proceedings as they are occurring. So you'll have to rely on your individual and collective memory as well as any notes that you take, but you will not receive a...
Okay.
And
so then after lunch, of course, they turned off the camera, so you had to rejoin the meeting, and then everything's in a different spot. So I had to like hustle and put the cameras back.
What I would like to do before we actually jump into those phone calls is clean up some of the timeline, any confusion, Judge. And what I want to start with first is showing the Mr. Stauch.
But yes, we're going to be playing the trial here, everybody. So don't forget to help support the channel so that we can have a good night tonight. We're about halfway to a notebook prize currently. So hopefully we can make it there because we're only an hour into the show. And whenever we play this, it just dies down to a 0.
Number 32, may I approach?
32, that was not one that was, so that's new.
That's new.
Okay, all right,
Yep.
Go ahead.
So, Mr. Stauch, how do you know
Thank you,
what those
Robin.
are?
Just some of the ones I've looked at so far come back to my mind of text messages and conversations myself and the defendant had in this general time frame.
Did you receive those on your personal cell phone that is signified by the phone number on the front cover
I think
of that sheet?
they're
Yes,
trying
sir.
to establish
That's my
where the
recollection,
calls
sir.
came from.
And,
Associated with that. So nothing serious like this.
okay. Can you find a text at 8:10 a.m. that has a reference to lighting a candle, Gannon lighting a candle?
What date, Mr. Allen?
Same day.
Same day.
If I change the day, I'll tell you, but
Okay.
8:10 a.m.
Thank
I just want to get to the calls.
That caused you to...
You can go back and watch if you want to go
by.
back.
Well, two things. It was a flat out lie in my estimation. That's my perspective. Because she told me the car was there and never told me she had moved the car. And a few other things, and once again, I don't want to get into hearsay, but things I didn't see that people had told me. I was putting all these pieces together, and then that was the first officer or something. So,
All right, so let me break in there for just a moment. When you say you went to gather all the weapons, are you talking about those firearms that you described earlier?
yeah, every single one of them. And I did it in a specific order. I got.
He tell you about Eduardo.
So I'll be honest, I'm having trouble. I think all the different versions are.
Yeah, so he does talk about, but what we do is we hear in the phone calls all of her stories about her being attacked at the house, and she's trying to sell it to him. You can tell he wasn't really buying it, though.
Just been like, can I see?
Had the early college thing going on.
Is this the start of it right here?
Bro.
There we go.
Hey.
Whose voice is that?
That's the defendant's voice.
Okay. So, Judge, at this point, we'll just let it play.
All right, Mr. Stauch, you can go ahead and step down.
Thank you.
Why didn't you say anything?
I did. I said hello. It's just hard because I have to get service off Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So what's up?
I'm a little hungry.
You still haven't eaten anything?
No.
Huh?
No.
Why not?
I don't have any money or cards. They have all that. I have all my debit cards, credit cards.
Who has all that?
They have it from my car. I don't have anything from my car.
Oh, you didn't have it with you?
I did. I had my purse with me, but they took my purse and they took my Apple Watch and all that. They took everything I had possession on.
Why did they do that?
I guess the same reason they took everything that was in my book bag and Ollie's car. I mean, they even took the dog paperwork and my social security card and my birth certificate. My passport, which is why I can't be at the airline because that's a passport.
You're not working at the school anymore? I thought you had the early college thing going on.
Right. They took my laptop. Then they took my car. So I called them and said, hey, I don't have a way to get to work right now. I'm going to work on that. You got my car back in a day or two. Well, I'm still waiting, and I don't have a way to get to work. So I got my place out of Denver, and I don't have a passport because I have to have my passport and my crew badge to get on DIA.
So you still
Need to help me get any of it.
who's no one, like the police or whatever?
Like, I've called the evidence department several times and just been like, can I at least get anything that deals with my everyday life of operating, like my cards, my passport. And then the guy was like, well, why do you need your passport? I said, no, it's required by FAA to have it with you at all times, or you cannot even get to the airport, you can't do anything.
Yeah, you told me that. I forgot. I'm sorry.
I just want to get my contents like that because how am I supposed to work if I don't have any of it?
Yeah, I know.
Placed on hold. Please wait for your contact to return.
Hello? That's weird.
And she calls back again.
Hello?
Hey,
What happened?
the Wi-Fi, I don't have a number, so the Wi-Fi just died, so I had to use this Indian dude's number here, phone number here, to call you back on because I only have Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Anyway, so like, I don't have any of that stuff. So I'm not trying to purposely not go to work, not do anything. I just need help obtaining any of it to even do anything.
Well, I'm having trouble too because they still freaking got my truck and you know how I have those badges I got to get in?
Yeah.
I can't freaking get into my secure part of my job, so I can't even do what I'm supposed to be doing either. So it's freaking driving me nuts.
So like, the people are fussing at Harley because she needs her high school diploma and she needs a report with her ID, social, and high school diploma. And I'm trying to explain to them what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't get any help because she's supposed to be there every week on base doing stuff. She leaves in 28 days.
For basic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what, did anything ever happen with that job? That new MOS?
Yeah, the guy wants to talk to her about it. That's why he told her. He said to come in, but we didn't have a way, so we explained that to him. So we didn't have a way. We don't have a way to get on base because they have IDs. They have everything. It's in the book bags. Everything.
Okay. What were we talking? What is C? What was that thing you said you called? I just popped in my head. CIB or something?
Yeah, you guys. I'm trying to talk to you about like help, and they're not. I'm not downing or talking about anyone, but they don't need to be the lead agency if they're not going to lead. So the Colorado Bureau of Investigations can even look at it from a different approach. So I called the Colorado Bureau of Investigations and I talked to someone and they're going to call me back.
What did you tell them?
I didn't say anything bad about anyone. I just said there's a lot of key things that they're choosing to leave out. And I said it's becoming a witch hunt after one person. I said when they're barking at the wrong tree and they're not even following what credible things that
Do you even know what case we're talking about, Mills Diner? I mean, this is the Letecia Stauch case. That's her husband talking to her while she's in jail. And she's trying to, or being held or something, and she's explaining stuff. Yeah, it's just all bogus information. I don't know if it's while she's in jail or not, though. I didn't hear that part. But
I told them. But they want tips from the public, but the public was not there.
Well, what credible things have you told them? That's what in our emails I'm trying to, and I know you said you were waiting to talk to me and everything, but what is it that you've told them? Because I know we had some, uncertainty about some of the things initially, and that's fine. But like, what is it that you told them that they're not looking at? What is the? Can you walk me through it? I know I asked you for that timeline.
Hold on a second. I can't breathe even 1 second.
Take your time. Just try to get some deep breaths.
I'm just trying to put the window down. It's a stupid thing because it's hot. And like I'm having to like run into people I don't even freaking know. They could be mad killers and shit to be like, hey, can I use your phone? Hey, can I sit in your car for a minute? Hey, do you think I can drive your car?
so this is when she's out on the run somewhere. But how come she kept having to pay like money through? You're running out of time. That sounds like what happens when you're in jail.
Store?
I know I'm starting to feel some heat too. Like I told you, when I went to Bass Pro Shop last night, I wanted to get some clothes, but
We know that he's working with the FBI. That's why it's being recorded.
trying to hope to run into you on the north end, like you said you were out there, but
Yeah.
well, like I said, I was just trying to hope to bump into you or something, but I feel like I'm having to hide now. That's why I went and got some redneck clothes, like the clothes that you don't like, because all those nice clothes I have at the house that you got me, I would just stick out like a sore thumb, and I'm just trying to hide too.
I don't know how long you got, but I just wanted to start with you for Saturday what I have.
Okay. All right, listen, I've scooted away for lunch, so probably hour and a half, so we got plenty of time.
All right. What do you mean scooted away from lunch?
You
don't have a car?
Yeah, I got a rental car. Uncle Jeff helped me out with a rental car, but I just had to get away from all them people, like I've been telling you. It's just crazy. So.
You stand by yourself?
Me and Uncle Jeff.
Okay, so your Uncle Jeff is there with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been like me with my family members the whole time. So
how long can your Uncle Jeff stay?
I have no clue. It's people been kind of jumping in and out, but
I just didn't want you to be by yourself because I've been trying to be with you because I don't think that you should be by yourself with them because it's a bunch of vultures. That's all.
yeah, I'm not. I'm starting to slowly see that. So, but yeah, let's just timeline because I want to hear your timeline so I can try to make sense of it.
Saturday, okay? You said you wouldn't question, you would just listen.
Saturday. Hold on, Teacher. Saturday, what do you mean Saturday? Like right before me and Mama left? Saturday.
After you left.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So this is the paper I have. I had to get it notarized because that's what that guy said to do. Right after whoever found us and took Harley's car, that's where we had left from was the attorney. But anyway. Alright, so I'm going to just go through certain things. I'm not going to read it verbatim how he...
Thank you, Robin. Appreciate it.
THNX4 update.
Yeah.
He did it because it would be more of like in law terms, but Key1, Albert and his mom left for Denver. We put DN in there.
Let me hear what it sounds like when you put it on 1.5. That's 1 1/4. It might be too fast. Let's see.
My house cleaned up. G helped with stuff. Helped me get stuff out of his car.
Well, I can do that.
Gannon's always barefooted because that was something that he asked me. Even taking the trash out, things like that. He took the trash out. He stepped on something in the garage. So my car parked. You had those boards that were underneath my car, right?
Yeah.
Gannon was going to go help because he was saying that there was some kind of piece out there that was going to help me. You know the little zip ties that you have on things and it's hard to get off?
Yeah.
Like the So he knew where something was at to go pop this off. So he was.
I
Thank
think
you,
Letecia is
Chris22.
going to flip out at some point during the trial, just to try and persuade people she is crazy.
Well, she tried to do that when they walked in. She started bobbing her head around like she was having convulsions, and her attorney said, "Yeah, it's a bit much. Let's slow down on that a little bit." Hey, thanks, Mills Danier, for your confusion.
Was going to go get it because I had bought them some things from the clearance store. All right, so Gannon cut his foot on those boards. We flipped the boards over because we were freaking out because I was
Thank
like,
you,
"Oh my God,
Kimberly.
your daddy said don't get oil or anything from your car leaked on those boards." You know what boards I'm talking about?
The one, like the 2x4s that I have, like that you drive over to park in the garage or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
So I let Gannon sit down in the back of the car. You know how funny I am about my car. But also, we just bandaged it up, whatever. All we did was stick a bandage on it, whatever. And I said something to him about, Gannon, you gotta quit coming out here barefooted, which I do the same thing. I take dogs out barefooted anyway.
Yeah.
Cold weather.
Hey, let me ask you. Hold on, wait a second. I'm just thinking here, and I'm going to listen to everything. Just something that popped in my head. He always goes out the front door to do the trash. That's so weird.
But he was helping me unload. Like, I had bought them a bunch of stuff in the clearance store. If you look in the garage,
I got you. Okay, I thought you said take out the trash. I'm sorry.
let me explain this to you. There's 2 bags that was put in the garage because I had put a bunch of stuff in there. I went and bought them a bunch of crap that went on sale from the clearance store because they were changing over to like warm weather stuff. But obviously in Colorado, you can still wear the cold weather stuff. I saw Lena online wearing, so therefore I knew it was in the house. Anyway, so my point was, he was really, helping me out, whatever, just talking to me about something. Who knows what he was talking about? He tells me about video games. I listen, but I don't understand them. Anyway, so he was bleeding on his foot. And we turned the boards over because I was like, "Oh my God, I was going to freak out," because these are the boards. He said, "Don't you get oil on my car, don't drip on my car, whatever." Right. So, during this time frame, Gannon was supposed to be taking the trash out. I said, "You might as well take out recycle, whatever." But Gannon kept going through the gate with nothing. And I kept saying, "Why are you going through the gate?" He was like, "I'm going to make sure the gate is locked." Well, okay, this is the first I'd known. I knew we were talking about locking the gate, but I didn't know Gannon had the key. I thought maybe you just had the key yourself. Whatever. I didn't know Gannon had the key.
Babe, he didn't. Babe, but hold on. The key was in our room and on top of the dresser the whole time. Remember, he kept.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention or
Okay.
remember
All right.
So he kept going out there with the key and saying that he was checking to make sure the gate was locked. Okay, benefit of the doubt, maybe he was, because we had talked about making sure that gate was locked, or talking to somebody. I don't know. I'm not speculating. I know I got on him about, hey, doing this.
Yeah.
So underneath there was a rug. That rug that we stepped out on, it was a rug. There was blood on it. I had walked on it, and I was like, "Gannon, we probably should just throw this away and find a new rug to put out here." So
what rug are you talking about again? So the one in the garage?
right.
Yeah.
When you step down, there was a rug. I said, "We probably should just throw this away." I said, because we can always just get another piece or another rug, or I'll go to Dollar Tree and get a rug, whatever.
I got you.
Right. So that was that.
Yeah, nobody just throws a rug away if you get a little bit of blood on it. So there was probably blood on it, so she threw it away, but wants to make it seem like she threw it away because of something so nefarious like that. I almost feel like I should be playing this.
Okay, so then on the next section, it says, "I replaced rug, blah, blah, blah." Okay, yep, ma'am. Okay. Then it says, "We came in out, and he immediately ran downstairs to the room." So then I kept going down there, because his door was locked. He said he was keeping Lena out, which, again, I didn't question, because they always get where 1 minute they want to play with each other, next minute they're like, "Get out." Okay? So then I sat on the sofa and put on the Peloton shoes because I was going to ride the bike again because my friend said they were going to redo a later time that we could do the bike. Gannon kept coming in there saying, "Are you going to stay here? Are you going to stay down here? Are you going to stay down here?" So I took it as if he was like excited I was going to stay down there and, just be able to run around and do whatever. But then I had to go upstairs and help Lena, yada, yada, yada. So I got on my statement, it says I was back and forth, but came back when I heard a loud noise. So there was a loud noise that happened downstairs. So, of course, I run back downstairs and realized, or so I thought, was a box or something fell over in the storage room. Sounded like something was really loud in the storage room, but I assumed that it was a box. Gannon had his door locked, so I knocked on the door. Of course, I'm like, "Hello," because I hear a loud noise. And so he opened and said I couldn't come in. And I was laughing. I'm like, "Why?" And he told me he was doing something. I don't remember what he told me he was building. I'm sure it was something about the toy cons or Joy-Cons or whatever. I didn't think anything of it. Just, okay, he's building something, whatever. But there was a loud noise, and he was in his room. So then, he said his stomach started hurting a little bit or whatever, so I told him to come upstairs. I had some special ice cream.
So what's amazing is how long and the story is told so somewhat naturally. And it's all bullshit. I mean, some of it's true just to sort of make it so you could tell it, but it's scary when there's people that can do that so easily like that. Just keep going and going and going.
I just treated like pops. I had already went and bought them because I thought, this time of year, this is when I got the cold last year, I'll take them. So I let him take the Peter Pops or whatever, and he took some Miralax. So that was a normal day for Saturday. Like, you were already, going on. You probably already got the plane. We all laid down, yada, 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 right?
Right.
We're about Saturday.
Yeah. Christopher.
Sunday, all right? Sunday, we talked to you in the morning. Remember I told you, I sent you a few messages, and I was like, hey, we might go on a hike, whatever. Everyone's going to get dressed, Then suddenly we saw the news about Kobe Bryant. So then, of course, got delayed because I'm sitting on the sofa crying, trying to figure out, like, oh my gosh, Kobe died. Is this true? Remember I messaged you. We talked back and forth about it, whatever.
Yeah, I had just gotten to the airport at Lawton when you told me that.
Right. So Gannon hadn't talked at all. I mean, Gannon didn't know who Kobe was. Or maybe he knew from, like, hearing it, but didn't really know who Kobe was. He just noticed that I was sitting there, like, crying, like, oh my God, like, upset. And we were sitting there talking about it. So I was telling him that, hey, Kobe has a lot of daughters. He only had sisters. Gannon went over the whole, like, I don't want you to think any of this is irrelevant because I want you to think of anything that I say that might have triggered something.
Yeah, right. I'm listening very closely.
So then we were talking about the daughters, and I was like, yeah, he always wanted a boy, but he never could have a boy. He had daughters, blah, blah. So then I let him in on a little secret, which I already told you over email what it was. Okay, I don't need to say it again. You already know. So me and him were talking about that. He was kind of like, really? And I told him, I said, yeah, like I lost a lot of babies. I said, it was kind of hard. I said, you want one thing and it don't ever happen. I felt like I was in a situation to talk again about this because you're over here upset crying about Kobe. And so I was like, I'm telling you because I know that you'll be able to pray and keep a secret. And we were like, kind of being silly about, this is a secret we have between each other. We'll tell Daddy, yada, yada, yada. So we sat there and talked about that for a little bit. So then Holly got called into work. So I was like, crap, we had everything packed, ready to go on a hike, had the Yeti, had everything. We were going to plan on staying for a while and then go get dinner. Well, she got called on a hike, so we decided to take 2 hikes. So this is where all this confusion comes with hike, Carly went, hike, Carly not went. So we took the dogs on the hike through the trails in Lorson Ranch. So if you leave out of our neighborhood, go out to the side, go up to the little whatever, you could take the dogs on a trail, come back, yada, yada. So that's what we did first. Came back. Gannon had his water pack. I'm sure you saw the pictures online from Garden of God that some other creeper people took. He had his water pack on his back or whatever, so
Should we do a yada 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 count?
we got ready for round 2. So hike 2 was Garden of the Gods. So then it says, Garden of the Gods was our hike 2. So we went about 2 miles in, lots of talking about things. G asked me, did I know any of his mommy's friends from Coast?
I don't know what you're talking about, Lori. I didn't even mention that.
So it was a random thought process. So I just figured he was trying to be curious about it. I said, and did I remember Brian? And we laughed about some new friend named Mike too. So we were just having this conversation about whoever these people were. And I was like, I don't know anybody named Brian. And I don't know anybody named Mike too. I guess a new Mike or whatever. All right, so Gannon's stomach hurt. And he was, Gannon's stomach hurt.
How about
And
that?
most of the night he had a stomach ache and he tried to lay down and poop and stuff like that. So during this time, I'm messaging you, which you're
I can
probably
turn it
tired,
down,
jet
that's
lag,
fine.
whatever. Like, hey, Gannon's stomach's hurting, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
If it happened regularly, he would get, whatever. So that's when he asked me about the bath salts. Still, hadn't talked to you about it yet, didn't know whatever. He took a bath, and then I gave him a bath salt, because I thought, maybe he just wants to be clean. Whatever. Bath salt. I didn't know any of that. So then, next section. Alright, so then the next section was, I don't remember exactly who took the bath first, but everybody had their baths. Everybody was doing their own thing. Gannon was like, going back in his room. I said, okay. So then, here's my next step. Alright, Albert had grounded Gannon from the switch. My understanding, he said he was still grounded, but he could get off, the next day. He'd been in his room most of the night. I knocked on the door. He said he was playing with Grayson. I ain't never heard of fucking Grayson before in my life. So again,
Grayson? He said Grayson?
he said Grayson.
Okay.
So in my mind, I thought, who the hell's Grayson? But I didn't see anybody in the room. Obviously, I weren't like looking under beds or anything like that. Honestly, I thought, those kids at 11 still have imaginary friends? Or are they talking? Is he talking to somebody online because he's not supposed to have, like technology?
Yeah, right. I said right, yeah.
Zanny the nanny.
I didn't say anything else. I just said, oh yeah, okay, cool. So Grayson and I said hi. I laughed it off, went off about business, didn't see anything. So later on, I don't know the exact approximate time, but I saw he was on the sofa. And I was like talking to him. I was like, oh, you want to sleep out here tonight? Or
Oh, what, downstairs sofa?
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
I'm like talking to him about tonight, whatever. He told me his Uncle Matt was going to visit. Okay, so I don't know who the hell Uncle Matt is. So I was just sitting there like, okay, that's when it dawned into me that he had to be talking to someone on something because Grayson, I had no clue who he is. Matt, I had no clue who he is. Then I was like, this can't be characters in some game because it didn't sound like some game characters. I don't know Uncle Matt and I don't know Grayson. So she was talking about his Uncle Matt was going to visit. And I thought, okay, you know, again, trying to be sensitive to the fact that I know that he probably has friends, family on the other part of the country that maybe he was missing or whatever. So again, I was like, boy, yeah, so again, that's my statement. So again, I was like, boy, you need to stay off that TikTok. You're being silly. Because I already told him he needs to stay off the TikTok. He was being silly. All right, so I went upstairs. He was on the sofa to watch TV. I told him I'd come back later with him because he wanted to watch something on the show, but I had to get Lena ready, and I promised him I would let him stay up 30 minutes later. So, you know, I was upstairs, getting Lena ready for bed, yada, yada, yada. Well, then, out of nowhere, the alarm is going off. It didn't start with anything other than the alarm. Lena had laid down.
Yabba dabba doo!
I was sitting there with the dogs. I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but I was doing something on Roku. I hear the alarm go off. So I walk in the living room, hit the alarm code in, and I'm just like, beep, 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 okay, and it stopped. So I thought, who in the world, you know?
She actually made sound effects of how it sounded when she pressed the alarm buttons. Did.
Was on the alarm code. Then it beeped again. It kept going, and then it started fire. It was yelling loud, fire, 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 fire. And I'm just like, fire, and I look around, don't see any flipping fire anywhere. So as this goes on, I'm like, okay.
We know
put
Colorado.
it in again, it stops. So I'm like, okay, I might get on the phone with AT.
There isn't a soul in the world that thinks she didn't kill Gannon. There isn't anybody. Okay? This is just a trial because you got to do trials. You know, that's it.
There's something's wrong with this thing. Remember when we were out of town, the neighbor said she smelled gas and her thing was going off, but then they didn't find anything?
Yeah, right.
So I was thinking maybe it's something to do with this. So that was how my whole process was. So then, at that point, I was like, the carbon monoxide thing started beeping. And I ran in there where Lena was at, and I said, Lena, are you asleep? Because I knew, unless I was under some adrenaline rush, and this is not being mean, I would just pick Lena up and yank her out of bed. But luckily, she hadn't fell asleep all the way. I said, Lena, because I thought I was being crazy. I said, do you hear that? It said fire, right? She's like, yes. And so...
Why are you saying they, Cindy? He's already suspicious of her. He's just trying to get her to talk. All right, so just use your brain when you're making comments. He's trying to get her to tell the story of what really happened.
Lena, run her outside, run her with the dogs, give her the keys to the truck, throw them in the truck. And I run back inside. Run back inside, still don't know anything, and then remember, oh my God, Gannon. Sorry that for a second I hadn't remembered that because I was trying to figure out what the heck you doing that. So I run back downstairs and realized that there's smoke downstairs. I was coughing and choking and couldn't get through the smoke part. Run back to the garage. You had these little mouthpieces that you could put over your mouth.
Yeah, dust protectors, whatever.
So I grabbed one of those, put it over my mouth, ran back downstairs, and when I ran back downstairs, again, I was still asleep, not knowing this was going on, and there was fire. I took the cover. There was a whole bunch of tons of cover that was inside that.
You know what's amazing is how she can just, it's so, I am playing at 1 1/4, but she still talks fast. Just how she almost like her imagination just has a story and then she just keeps saying it.
A little tan thing and Gannon had on or whatever, and I just jumped on him. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. If it was the wrong thing to do, I'm sorry. But I just jumped on it and kept jumping on it, and Gannon was right there.
Oh man, I just got tossed in the So Mean jail by Esther M. and Kimberly Faith. You guys must be really far behind on Rewind. But how unfortunate is that? Poor Gray. Stuck in prison. So they got the dog out before the boy. Lord have mercy. Huh? What are you talking about? What dog? Dog out before the boy? Man, what'd I do this time? I'm just telling you the truth. Thanks, Cindy. Jeez. She makes Mary Lou sounds like music to my ears. Yeah, now Esther M is officially tossed in with a Gray Hughes behind bars. And unfortunately, the show just gets on hold until Gray gets bailed out of prison. It's a way to help support the channel, raise funds. I've had some crappy nights trying to keep up the pace for the year, or at least as long as we can. Who knows what the economy is going to bring. Yeah. It's pretty good. Mary Lou thought I was mean to Cindy. Trying his best to stay on her good side. Yeah, well, you hear it on that call where he's just so... And by the way, when they played the call in court today, the mother ran out of the jail. I mean, ran out of the courtroom. I'm in jail. Thanks, Robin and Allie Cake. I guess they'll barely... Oh, and there's 15 Lee, Kimberly Faith. It's okay. It's all right, Cindy. I got thrown in prison anyways. All right. Thanks, Robin, Allie Cake, 15 Lee, Kimberly Faith, Gloria Batari, Kathy Chapin. Thank you. Oh, and Lisa Taylor for bail. Man, I might even be able to get a meal at a restaurant now on the way home. Bus ride, hotel room, all that stuff. Lori Will, I'm so mean, they say.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Honey buns.
Oh, Marie Anderson. Let me see. Marie Anderson. You must be from... Let's see. The way you spell that name. I was going to guess... Like... I don't know, like Swedish or... something like that. Maybe Icelandic. Is that right? The 2 S's in there. Wow, it's my face in prison now. Yeah, thanks everybody. Can you eat at home? No, I can't.
One of the covers, so Gannon did burn his arms.
And thanks everybody, appreciate it. Oh, Finland. Did I almost get that right? Well, Finland, Sweden, you know.
It wasn't bad. It was like it's like, you know how you get a little bit of oil on it and it's just like underneath the skin, but as long as y'all peel it, it's fine.
Thanks, Nikki Zibs. Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, Tisha, which arm was it? Both arms or like this inside? I mean, but like how was it? So, because I remember we talked about that before a little bit, but we never got it.
I feel like it was across the arms. Like I feel like it was, and I told the investigators this. I said, and I don't want to skip to this part, miss this part. But remind me to say this later. I told the investigators later that I said I probably should have looked a little more in depth at his arm.
What if he's hurt? Yeah.
Because it could have been, you know, like he wasn't complaining like, oh, it's hurting. He wasn't saying anything along those lines. But I should have looked a little bit more in depth. Honestly, we ran. So we ran out. I'm sure they got the footage of us. Me running out first because Gannon was grabbing his cover, running out behind there because he was calling.
Hey, what time was this? So I can maybe tell somebody to look at the footage.
Well, I mean, I told them originally. I don't have access to the ADT now, but
Yeah. Well, I don't really remember the time now. It didn't actually happen, so I don't really want you looking at the cameras. Thanks, Adniram.
Because ADT said it had an alert for fire. So I would imagine whenever that alert went off from ADT, it would have been within that few minutes.
Yeah, like, fine, I got you.
15 minutes.
Hey, tell me about it. So I'm really concerned about these burns because, you know, he's freaking hurt. Like what were they big? Were they small? Like what was it? Was it from the candle wax or what?
Let me get to that part. It's not going to worry you in a minute when I get to that part.
Okay, because I'm freaking out right now.
Yeah, let me get to that. Let me hold on. Let me work through. I'm formulating in my head while I keep talking about all this other crap. It's all gonna make sense now. Hold on.
Understand? So when he runs to the car, he runs in because I'm running. He's running behind me. I jump in your truck. The only reason I jump in your truck is the keys were laying there.
Okay.
I jump in your truck. He jumps in on the driver's side. He's screaming, crying, whatever. Lena's in the back seat with the two dogs. We crank your car, we turn your truck on, and we drive the hell off. Don't ask me why we drove off. I was freaked out because I was like, oh my God. Like, it was the carbon, it was the smoke was more scary and terrifying than actually the fire. So
Okay.
what we did was we drove around the block, and I kind of had to be like, okay, what do I do? A, do I need to call the police department? B, does anybody need medical attention? So then we go back in the house. Lena's freaked out. I put Lena in our bed. I said, Lena.
So you drove around for how long and then came back?
No, I drove around the block. Like
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. Yeah, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I drove around like the block, like Wando, that area.
Yeah, I know.
Pull back up in the drive. You didn't have much gas because I hadn't put gas in your car yet. You didn't have much gas.
Right.
My process of driving was thinking, oh my God, like I was in shock. So I put back in the driveway and parked. We all get back out, go inside. Lena's freaking out, crying. We're both, Lena and I are standing there looking at Gannon. At that point in time, I didn't see anything on his hands, arms, or anything other than take your hand where you're holding your phone and look on the insides where the edges are. That part right there had little bubbly spots. Okay? So they had bubbly spots on both sides of his arm. And I think that was from when he grabbed the cover and I was trying to grab him up. And he came down with me with the cover because he was like latched onto the cover.
Yeah.
And I was trying to grab the whole cover
But
to
want
put
to
out
thank
the
you
fire.
for the opening
So
monologue.
from the inner parts of his arm had these little bubble spots.
So,
Which
so you said both sides, or is it just the inner parts? I'm just trying to, because this might be key information.
like both sides, left arm, right arm.
I got you. Okay, so both sides of both arms.
From what I remember, both sides of both arms because he had.
You got it, John Dunn. That's exactly right. Hey, by the way, how's the audio now? I tried to turn it down a little bit. I mean, is my voice, if I'm this close to the mic, it's really loud, but I can actually talk like that, and it's almost about the same as...
When Gannon was laying down, I grabbed him to get him up, okay, because I remember it was that,
Oh God.
it's one of the covers. I grabbed him to get him up, whatever. He gets in the car, whatever, we're talking, he's explaining to me that he thought I was coming, and he was grounded from the switch. So he thought I was coming, and when he thought I was coming, he knocked over the candle.
Okay.
Because apparently he was playing the switch when he shouldn't have been playing it, which is fine.
But he had the candle on the couch, I guess, right?
No, he had sitting on some kind of little, that little white thing that was sitting next to the couch.
Okay. Oh, I got you.
I don't know if the candle fell over. I don't know. I know that when I got there was a fire, and it was on his cover. So I was trying to rip the cover out of his hands to get him up and like jump on the fire. They have pictures of where there's burn marks on my elbow where I jumped on the fire. So we get in the car, and he's crying and screaming and telling me he's sorry and he don't want to get in trouble because of the switch. He was on the switch, and he shouldn't have been on the switch. And so we drive around the block, and I'm like, it's okay, we'll figure it out. Honestly, I flipping lost my mind because I thought in my mind, like, had I not gotten downstairs when I did, had I not heard it or the alarm system or covering outside or whatever, if I would have hit that couch, I don't know that I could have gotten again. And that was my biggest thing that my brain was sitting there like freaked out on. Come back inside. Lena's terrified. I said, Lena, go lay in the bed. She's laying in the bedroom. And I was like, he doesn't want to go back to his room. I said, okay, will you lay in Lena's bed? He said yes. He started to say he was cold and had a little bit of shivers. And so I was like, Gannon, I took him and put more clothes on top of him now. Blame it on me, whatever. I didn't take his clothes off to go through anything, but I asked him, was he hurting? And was anything else, whatever. He told me it was just his arms. So I didn't see anything that would have thrown a flag that I had to be like, oh my God, emergency or anything like that. I didn't see anything like that.
But if his arms was bubbling, that's not an emergency.
Yeah, I think is probably what happened or something. I don't know what the autopsy showed, other than what we already just heard earlier. But it almost seems like she probably like beat him and got really angry at him and hit him. And once she did that, she realized that she couldn't go back because there was marks on him and things that she wouldn't be able to explain if he lived. So some of the stuff she's saying is sort of like what she did to him prior, and then later kills him to dispose of him so that the secret of her abuse that day isn't exposed. Something like that.
See?
Well, it hadn't broke skin. Like, it was just, like, underneath. It hadn't broke skin or whatever.
Okay. All right.
In my mind, I'm like, okay, let's evaluate the situation, you know, tomorrow and see, or whatever. It wasn't burn marks, like carpet burn, or, like, you know, anything like that. It was bubbly. And I told them from that, I said, I honestly
Bubbly?
probably could have, you know, got him in the car and said, hey, can you just check this out to make sure? Because in my mind, in his arms, I didn't see it as a bad thing. I just knew he was like, it's not hurting. We put aloe on it, and I assumed, okay. So then we put on the...
Yeah, I mean, like the burning. Maybe she did that to him too. I mean, there's just... Yeah, maybe torture is the right word. But I think she's really describing what she did and the result, but sort of explains it a different way. It's exactly, again, like Jodi Arias would do. She told half-truths so that the story is easily told. You just replace different people and, you know, how it went down. But you can sit there and go, yeah, his arms are bubbly. He had it, because that's really what happened. So your imagination is that's really well. You just have to make sure that you don't implicate yourself in that.
Long sleeve shirt on him because he said he was kind of cold or whatever it was. He lays down in Lena's bed. Lena sleeps in my bed, our bed. Harley comes home. I go in. And I'm telling, like, I had already prepped Harley for what was going on. I was like, hey, don't panic when you get here. I was like, there's smoke, the house is smoky, Gannon, this happened, yada, 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 yada. Lena was scared to go to sleep, so we both went in there and checked on Gannon. We went in there, we gave him
It will be interesting to have Haley when she gets on the stand.
water in Lena's bed. We gave him water, we set him up, we were like, you okay? He was more scared of anything. And so I panicked. Of course, I was like, what? You know, someone said something because I said, so the couch. I wasn't talking.
And by the way, for Haley, what she needs to do is absolutely throw her mom under the bus and tell the truth and be just absolutely like, my mom's a monster and all that stuff. And she'll end up having a really great life. She'll be on interviews and people will think she's really strong and all that kind of stuff. But if she has any time of, oh man, I don't know, she's being railroaded and all that, forget it. Okay, forget it. She'll be right there with Michelle Carter.
Talking about sell the couch to fix the daggone carpet. I was talking about, like, I would get rid of that couch and get a new couch. Don't panic. Like, my point was, honestly, I wasn't even going to tell you because I was like, Gannon was scared of being grounded a year. You know, and I was like, I'll buy a new couch. We'll fix the couch. We'll replace everything in here. Don't worry about it. You know, and that was my whole point. As long as you promised me you didn't do it on purpose, you didn't purposely do this to hurt yourself or hurt somebody, we will fix it. And that's how we ended on Sunday. So Gannon was still like, you know, upset. He was not only emotional about the situation, his stomach was hurting. So that's where we were at with Sunday.
Okay.
You give me 1 second to pee.
Yeah.
Couldn't they edit that part out?
I was like, okay.
Okay, she's still peeing.
Okay, I'm back.
Right.
All right, so later on in the night, Gannon woke me up a few times. He said his stomach was getting worse. So I hadn't moved yet. I messaged you, but you were already asleep. And I was like, hey, Gannon wants to know if he can stay out of school tomorrow. He's scared of pooping in his pants. I think you probably were still asleep. You might didn't get it until the next day, which is not your fault, my fault. It was time zone and tiredness and whatever.
Yeah.
I stayed up with him
The only problem is that you have to drink on each of the yadas or the sequence of yada, yada, yada.
a few times in the bathroom. Finally, I was like, okay, I wrote you back. I said, I'm just going to make the decision that Gannon can stay at home tomorrow because he is so terrified of putting in his pants. So the next morning, I called the nurse's line, and I asked the nurse's line about his stomach and giving him Miralax and yada, yada, yada.
You talking about the TRICARE nurses line?
No, the urgent care nurse's line right in front of Fountain and
We would
whatever
all
that
be
is.
I got you.
0.4
So
if we had to
I
drink
called
on yada,
him,
yada,
and I
yada.
said, hey, I know typically people are constipated, you give them Miralax, yada, yada, yada.
Oh,
He hasn't
God.
really went to the bathroom, he has blood coming out of his butt.
Jesus.
And so they just basically explained to do the best she could to get him to pass, and if not,
Tomorrow's headline, the title of the video is going to be Day 2 of Yada Yada Yada.
needed to call our care provider, whatever. They started beating me up over that, saying you didn't need to have a referral to do this. That wasn't what I was trying to say. I was trying to make the point of, does the boy need to have, like, you know, anything done, or can I just give him, like, an enema or something like that? Because I already talked to him about that. So if this don't work, you want me to give, like, an enema or something, because it was a big old turd he was trying to get out.
Yeah.
So then, that morning, we were like, I said, Gannon, I said, I'm going to stay at home with you today because I don't want you to stay by yourself. Now remember, we let Gannon stay by himself. He's been responsible, whatever. But in this state, like as in his state that he was in, not feeling well, stomach hurting, butt bleeding a little bit here and there, and being embarrassed, I made a decision that it was not okay for him to stay there by himself if he was sick. If he's on normal terms, taking care of his sister, playing his Switch, doing his thing, then that's fine. But I said, Gannon, you're going to need to go with me. I said, there's a few things I need to handle today. Guess what? And I was going to look at a bike for you. This guy that was on Craigslist because he had this bike, like a touring bike, and I said,
Yeah.
"Go with me to look at this touring bike or whatever."
And that was Monday?
Yes.
Hey, so did you give him Miralax or the enema or anything like that? What else did you give him?
I have in this notes what day I gave him Miralax.
All right.
Trying to poop and regularly took, that was the bath salts day, like to Saturday. He had Miralax on Saturday.
I mean, she was talking about how his butt was bleeding and everything. It's just,
Yeah, here it is. I gave him ice cream and said it had special stuff. Because I was telling him it was really those like Pedialyte ice cream.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And took Miralax. So that was on Saturday.
So hold on, I'm trying to
I
just,
don't know. It doesn't really matter, though, right, Miranda? I mean,
because obviously I'm worried to death about his little arms. Did you rub any cream on it or give him anything for the pain, or did he pain medicine or anything like that to help him?
I didn't pain medicine because I didn't have any pain medicine gift. What I gave him was the aloe that was in our bathroom set, green aloe. Aloe. We even made like a little silly joke about it because he wasn't hurting. Remember how I was wrapping Sadie up with the little thing?
Yeah.
I wrapped it around his arms too.
Oh yeah, the little bandages or whatever.
So I put the aloe, the green aloe on it, and I said, "You can, we'll do you like Sadie," and we laughed about it.
Yeah.
Laughing about it, you know, being silly. Yes, it hurt a little bit, but being silly about it on his arms. So that.
So you didn't give him any like children's Tylenol or anything?
I didn't give him any kind of he wasn't saying that he was hurting in any kind of pain to give him any kind of Tylenol, to give him anything at all. And if you feel like that would have been a lapse in judgment on my part, then I'm sorry.
No, I'm just.
I don't know. I don't know if we know that she snapped. I think she's always been, whatever she is, she's always been that. That's why she tried to manipulate him for years.
Trying to sort through it. I know how both of them are about, every time they scrape their finger or something, they want a Band-Aid. So I would have just assumed that if his arm was all bubbled up, did his arm stay bubbled up like until the next day, or was that did that go down that night?
Yada.
That's worrying me too.
Okay, so to get to the next part, Gannon started to peel it.
Thanks, Lisa.
Wait, like when? When did he start to peel it?
Gannon started to peel it because I guess he was either asleep, I don't know, anxious. I don't know. Monday.
What did she
That if his
say?
arm was all bubbled up. Did his arm stay bubbled up like until the next day, or was that did that go down that night, or how? Like, that's worrying me too.
Okay, so to get to the next part, Gannon started to peel it.
Oh, peel it. So he was peeling the blisters on his arm. Oh, that's going to explain all the blood all over the place. That's how we get to the next part. I've got this all worked out. Shut up. Hey, Al, shut up, man. Let me get to the next part. I got it all worked out. Listen. Hey. Don't jump on the story. Okay? Don't be like one of the people in Gray's show when he's trying to get through a story and they tell something early. Let me get to it. Wait, you watch my show?
When did he start to peel it?
Gannon started to peel it because I guess he was either asleep, I don't know, anxious. I don't know. Monday, he started to peel it. Like peel his skin.
Yeah, like Monday morning or whatever.
Again, I swear to Jesus told detectives this. I said he started to peel it. When he started to peel it, it had like I don't want to say like not gooey stuff or whatever, but it's almost like it was like popping it type thing. And I said,
oh yeah, like a blister or something. Yeah.
I said,
I don't know if I told you guys, by the way, about blisters. Did I tell you guys about that the other day when I had a huge blister? But what you do is you poke little holes all the way around the edges, drain the juice out, and your skin actually attaches back to your foot and within like 2 or 3 days. It's crazy. Never knew that. I always peeled it off and had that really sore piece of skin for about a week.
Listen, if it gets worse, we're going to drive straight. And that was already the plan. That's why I didn't go to school. I said, if it gets worse, after I put all that stuff on there, whatever. I'm not that type of person where something happens immediately, run to the hospital. You know, you and I have had that conversation before where you would say, like, every little thing later, ran to the hospital. I was trying to evaluate it to see, as long as he was talking fine, normal, acting normal, I didn't see at that point in time that he was under any kind of pain.
I got you.
Or say that to me.
Okay, all right.
That was a lapse in judgment on my part. I apologize. But he started to peel it because, you know, obviously he starts to peel things. So along with peeling that, he started peeling his fingernails. So, and I'm like, that morning, I sent you a picture of Gannon laying in bed on Monday
So
morning.
what's that beeping sound?
Your fault.
Yeah, right.
Gannon was laying in the bed, whatever. I went back in there, checked on him, gave him some more water, made him drink some more Pedialyte because he wasn't eating because he was so upset. And that's when I noticed he started peeling things, like on his arm. And I said, and at that point in time, which I told you, like I told them, Gannon had blood.
Now she's introducing a knife.
That was on his arm and on the side of his wall. I guess from sleeping through the night, whatever it was, killing it. We toted him back down to his room after Lena decided to go back to bed.
On the side, you said on the side of his wall? You never told me that.
No, I told detectives this.
Oh.
You never talked to me about this.
Okay, fine. I mean, I'm just, this is new. I've never heard that before, so now I'm even more worried about him.
So they should have told you this. So then,
Yeah, right.
Gannon was laying in the bed, whatever. I went back in there, checked on him, gave him some more water, made him drink some more Pedialyte because he wasn't eating because he was so upset. And that's when I noticed he started peeling things, like on his arm. And I said, and that
I'm just playing this part again.
time, which I told you, like I told them, Gannon had blood that was on his arm and on the side of his wall. I guess from sleeping through the night, whatever.
Oh, so that was her explanation of how there might have been a little bit of blood on the wall there. Because he was peeling the burn blisters, and in the middle of the night he was just wiggling his arms around, and it splattered blood on the wall there. Wow, that's so clever.
It was killing it.
Sarcastically
back down to his
said.
room after Lena decided to go back to bed.
On the side, you said on the side of his wall? You never told me that.
No, I told detectives this.
Oh.
You never talked to me about this.
Okay, fine. I mean, I'm just, this is new. I've never heard that before, so now I'm even more worried about him.
So they should have told you this. So then I went in there that morning, sent you a picture. I said, Gannon, why do you have blood on your wall? I was like,
Well, that's because they didn't tell him, because at that point they already knew that there was a massive amount of blood that had pooled underneath the carpet there. I doubt you'd get that from a couple blisters on an arm. All right, Letecia?
a lot. Don't panic. It wasn't like...
Oh, so it wasn't like a lot, like all over the place? It was just like little streaks or something? Oh.
I said, again, it says,
Yeah,
did you
so-
kill those
And
things?
I think he already knows that there was a pooling of blood under the carpet when he's talking right here.
Yes, he did. I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to re-bandage your arm. I says, and if you're feeling bad or it starts bleeding, you get a fever, anything like that, I says, as soon as we, because I was going to go talk to the man about the bike.
Right.
He says, you have to go there first. You want to go to the hospital now. Of course, maybe I shouldn't have asked the kid that, but based on my judgment and what I was seeing with him, I didn't think that he needed to go right away. We went on about our business. And I said, if you start to feel any pain or hurt or whatever like that, we'll just drive to the base. We'll explain to them what happened with the fire. We monitored it through the night, so on and so on. That was our intent. That was the plan the whole time.
Whoa! Did you hear that? She didn't say yada, yada, yada. She said so on and so forth. I think we need to... Well, if you don't drink, don't drink. But man, if you do, that should be a moment where you go, wow, at least she changed it up.
Everything. Nothing wavered from doing that at all. Gannon asked me questions. He was just like, why does this happen to me? Why do I always get hurt? He had hurt his foot on the boards outside. And I said, we're going to figure all of it out. Don't worry about it. We will replace it. Okay? So Monday morning, after all this, I was like, we're going to go find, which I probably shouldn't have said to him that he would have known that it was on him. But I said, we're going to go find someone to replace the carpet. He says, and then we'll get it fixed. We won't worry about it. We'll monitor.
So what was her story? Like he burned himself with wax or something and burned his arms, and then the wax got on the carpet.
Your arm through the day, yada, yada, yada. So we're going to go get some coffee, just hang out. And I said there were some things I need to get for the pet store, and we need to go meet the guy about the bike. And it was, that's the reason we drove the truck, because if I end up liking the bike, I was going to put the bike in the back of the truck.
Yeah, I got you.
And also knows that when we left, we took
One thing I don't understand is why she recorded her talking to Gannon about how they're gonna have to, sell the couch or something.
My softball bag, Charlie's softball bag with that, stuff like that in it, helmet, because I was asking him, did he want to stop by to look at those hockey skates? So we took any of that old equipment that I had, and we loaded it in the back of the truck, which was the long Easton bag I have.
Yeah. So you took Harley's bag?
Charlie's bag, because she don't use that bag.
The little book bag, the softball bag that's like a book bag.
Right.
Oh.
So we were going to take it to that sports place and see if they did like trades, whatever.
Yeah.
We were going to surprise Lena when she got home if I could got him 2 new things to skates or hockey skates or whatever. Cause
You talking about play against sports over there?
Hey, thank you, Kimberly DN and Joanne Peace and Plato and Allison Faye on PayPal. Thank you so much.
That we went to?
that's why we were so far across town.
Gotcha.
All right, so that was our plan for Monday. Go to Play Against Sports, get some coffee, we need to get gas, and we were going to monitor his arm along the way, go check on the thing about the bike.
Right.
So we go to, drive around. I think we went to Dunkin' Donuts first, and then the gas store, or it might have been vice versa.
Like over by our house, Dunkin' Donuts?
Went to Dunkin' Donuts by our house. Dunkin' Donuts Sharon lady already released the video of us going there. You can see my arm reach out the window, I can grab, sorry, I didn't mean to say F, and I'm just over all this, grab the coffee out the car. Then I turned around because I was about to get Gannon a Frappuccino, but he said he didn't want any. So then we drive off from the Dunkin' Donuts. So then we drive off from the Dunkin' Donuts, and we go up. I turned 87 somehow, but meant to turn on 25. Needless to say, I went up the bottom.
You mean 85?
Yeah, 85, 87. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she must have recorded it beforehand. I mean, that means she would have known that she was going to be killing him later, so recorded that to make it look like that's why he was running away. So that's premeditated murder.
I went up towards Nevada, which is where, Holly gets her eyelashes done, that type of area.
Well, you talking about past Walmart and all that? Like, not towards Fountain, the other way, right?
Okay. The roads, remember when we went to the recycle at before and the road split?
Yeah, way down there close to, okay. But that's towards Walmart turn. Yeah, okay, I got you.
Okay. So that's the route that I take, which I'm sure they had because I'm not hiding anything from or the GPS that I took. So I went that way first, and I realized I was like, oh crap. I was like, I probably should have got on the other exit because I really didn't know. Throughout lately, I've been trying to find my way around, like what exits to get off of, things like that. So I get off and realize, this is the way to where we went to the recycle thing at. So I just got driving and it ends up making the curve and turning you back to 25, Nevada, and all that. And I was like, there's the Petco. We was going to go to PetSmart, but we ended up at Petco, so whatever, same thing.
Petco? You went to Petco, way over there?
That's the only Petco there is.
I don't know. The only one I know is the one we went to by Target that one day.
She did go there.
I know Holly's work.
Yeah, that's PetSmart, though, isn't it?
Right, that's what I was saying.
I got you.
I was going to go to PetSmart, but I went to Petco.
I got you.
So I go to Petco, and walk inside. Gannon wanted to stay in the car playing the Switch. He was like, you want to stay in the car playing the Switch. Again, Colorado law is he can sit in the car at 11 years old.
Oh, so he took a Switch with him.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. He had his Switch, playing his Switch in the back of the car.
You talking about a truck, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, in the back of the truck.
Okay.
So he was playing his Switch in the back of the truck. Well,
the car was probably a Freudian slip because she knew that she put him in the back in a trunk in the back of his car, her car, the other vehicle, and so she accidentally said that. Oh yeah, the truck. Yeah.
I was going in because Sadie has been having these things.
And she put the Twitch with him in there too.
I don't even know what it is. She needs to get her vet paperwork so I can get her checked. I didn't know girl dogs had periods or stuff come out. I didn't know this. So I walked in and found these little pads that they had.
You know what sucks is her talking to the lawyer that did the opening statements. She talks like an auctioneer, even when you don't have it at 1.25, and he's the exact opposite. Man, those must have been brutal conversations.
And I'm looking at them, whatever. And I set the phone down because I'm and my mind is so blown that dogs have this. So I'm looking at it, freaking out, thinking, okay, should I get these? Or should I just call the pet, the vet? Maybe it's just something weird coming out of her body parts or something like that. Whatever it may be. So then, go back up to the front, look around. I look out the door several times. And these people I know have said, she was suspicious looking out the door. I was looking out the front door just to make sure nobody was at the truck because Gannon was in it. That's all. It was just, he was in the truck. And what if he needed to get out pee or, whatever. That was the only reason I kept walking back to the freaking front door just to make sure he was fine. He was in the truck. So then I get 3 outfits. God forbid I got 3 outfits and only had 2 dogs. Because, of course, this is what these people talked about. I got 3 outfits, checked out, walked out, got in the car. From there, we were going to go to the play against Fort.
But wait a minute, why were you so? I'm kind of confused because like you said you were worried about him getting out, but like we've gone to the gas station and like he's never tried to get out of the car. So what was I don't know, maybe that's nothing, but what made you freak out that day?
Parked on the front row. I was parked a little bit off, so like if he needed to get out and use the bathroom or he was looking for me or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I was just that kind of was weird because like he's usually he does what we tell him, stays in the car. But anyways, go ahead.
Not Albert. Exactly, he does. Just like I told you, he could have stayed at home on a normal basis. But he wasn't feeling well.
Yeah,
so I was
fine, I got you.
What if you had to poo? Whatever.
Yeah.
I was just trying to be a good parent. That's it. It wasn't no...
I know.
Looking in the car.
I got you. It just was weird that you said that, but it's okay. I'll just go ahead.
So I went on, got the thing checked out, left. I don't remember if we stopped at another store in between there or what. We were headed to go to the Play Against Sports. And we were headed to go talk to the dude about the bike. Well, they had my phone, so they can see that the guy wrote back about the bike with the pictures, and I was asking about prices and yada, 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 yada. And I was like, I didn't want to go to the man's house with the bike, without, I wanted it to be legit, Got me in the car, and not only had me in the car, I got Gannon in the car. So I thought, I need to, I need to make sure this is legit. So I'm like, send me a picture of the bike, can you call, can you whatever. And, he wasn't acting like, he was wanting to give me information that he could meet me at a safe spot to go look at the bike.
So you weren't going to go to his house or something? He was just going to meet you in general?
I told him messages that I didn't want to just go to some random person's house, and that's probably why they're looking at this whole Douglas County thing, because he lived almost at Douglas County.
Okay, that does sound sketchy. That was probably a good decision. So.
Yeah. So again, open book with them. They took my GPS and everything. We got to.
You know what I hate is when you have these trials like this, the big wigs, they don't watch, and then later when it gets really, the big moments, then they come into town and they take up all the seats.
Douglas County, and I was talking. Me again, I was
like, remember the Murdoch trial? How there was hardly anybody there, but once they kind of got later on when he testified, and oh man, they all started showing up out of the woodwork.
About it. And he was like, "Do you know this guy?" And I was like,
hey, I missed the part. You said so. You went to Petco. But you said you were going to play it again. Did you never go to play it again? I forgot.
We didn't never make it to play it again. That was on our agenda, but we were trying to go for the bike first.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got confused. I'm sorry.
Okay, it was a priority first. Okay, so I was gonna go out to meet the guy with the bike, and somehow they have my email. They subpoenaed all that. They can see the information coming from the Craigslist. Okay.
Oh, it was Craigslist.
So someone had something on Craigslist.
Oh man, that's sketchy, isn't it? Yeah, I don't trust that shit. You there?
You went and bought wood and stuff on Craigslist.
Yeah, I mean for you to do.
Yeah, so she probably paused for a moment there, going, "Ooh, okay, yeah, let me work that angle."
And Craigslist, I never trust that shit because they always have those sketchy people doing, I don't know, stupid stuff like meet and greets and stuff. You always told me about that, remember?
Yeah, but this was just a bike for sale.
Okay, I'm just saying, I'm worried about you and my son's safety. That's what that's
my point. That's why I realized, I said, well, we rode through, okay, so when you go up Palmer Lake heading to Douglas County or whatever, we went that way. It was supposed to be that the guy had a warehouse somewhere between the Palmer Lake area or whatever.
What, warehouse of bikes or something?
He said he had a couple bikes that he used to do riding and touring and stuff like that.
Like those bikes I was looking at doing those rides, like through Alaska or whatever?
Right.
Okay.
So, get out on this road. So if you're on, I want to say it's exit 165 or 163. Okay, I think that's what I want to say the exit was.
Oh, on 25?
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So you know how you're going to, before you get to Castle, it's where we went to take the, remember how if traffic is backed up, you can take that back road?
Oh, yeah, before you get to, 182 where the outlets are or whatever?
You can take that back road and you can the Castle Rock.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so it was off that, but to the right side, not to the bougie side where, the boonies and stuff was at. It was off that way to the right side. So I originally got off, and again, they can see this on my GPS. I got off, I went left, and went down that little hill with a little people were at, and I thought, this can't be the right way, because he was saying something about signs and all this. Turned around at the little, woods or whatever, came back up, went across the street, and realized it was on that right side. I think it's called like Palmer Lake or something like that. Supposed to be looking for this place, still didn't see it, and then it ended up being like all mountainy and dark. I say dark, it wasn't dark in the day, but like,
Yeah, like
dark.
woods and stuff. Yeah.
We turned around, left out of there, and I was like, well, this doesn't even look too great. Again, let them go search that area all they want to. They're barking up the fucking wrong tree, because all we did was went through there looking around and trying to figure out where this warehouse was supposedly at.
So you were in the truck or out of the truck?
We're in the truck.
Oh, you had me worried. I'm like, you're out of the truck in the woods looking for a warehouse?
No, it was just driving through there. It was like down, around, up, around. Mount Colorado has all these mountains and shit like that. So I came back out, got back on 25, and was like, crap. I was like, I don't even like think that was a good place. Me and Gannon was like, why can't we just go buy it at a store? Don't they have them at Walmart? And so we were like talking. I was like, yeah, I'll just figure out another place to get a bike. Because the whole thing was, I was going to buy you the bike and surprise you for Valentine's Day for it. That was like the whole shebang.
Yeah, I would love that for sure.
At this point, we never got to play it against sports because it was approaching the time that we needed to be headed back.
Okay.
So I said, Gannon, I'll just come back and do, go to play it against sports again later. Don't worry about it. Your daddy and I have been talking about getting hockey sticks. So we come back up, heading back towards the house, because, we had to get back to Lena. Oh, I forgot to tell you a point that we left that day because I put my notebook down. Let me go back to this. On Monday. Okay, on Monday.
If you would want to take afternoon recess now, we've still got a long ways to go on this particular phone call. It's 3 o'clock. Do you want
Yeah. How much longer do we have to go? That had crossed my mind.
So we got about another hour to go.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll take a break now. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a break.
Look at her just yucking it up over there. Of course, when the jury comes back in, solemn face. They should be able to play that to the jury. Now, we're still not even at the notebook level, guys, so if you'd like to help support the channel, that'd be awesome. Had a horrific day on the 8-hour live stream, so. Look at her little shit-eating grin. Of course, people can smile every once in a while, but. Okay, Hurley. Okay, get into your, your process. Here they come. Make sure to, get your cry on, your stern face. Look at this garbage. Oh wow, this is crazy. Oh yeah. And then when they come back in, of course, she'll be.
I will tell them about the 520 snow.
What?
I will tell them about 520 snow. So we're going to play about 30 minutes, and then we're going to stop the audio, and we're going to do sort of a 7th inning stretch and have everybody stand and stretch and things like that, and then we will finish out the audio. So,
Yeah, I got you.
Someone was going to come in or whatever.
But that, give them access to the house.
In the neighborhood.
house, 520 snow. And it will have on there if there is, if the courthouse is closed or if it's delayed, and I don't anticipate that. I'm just telling you, so that
if I do stream
if
tomorrow, it'll
it
be
becomes
public,
an issue,
not private.
That's the fastest way to find out. And we'll leave it at that. And I'm giving you that warning because I one time forgot to do that in a trial in May, and we had 18 inches of snow overnight, and I was going, really? But anyway, so that's where and then I think what we're going to do is we're going to play. We've got about an hour of audio left to go. We're going to play about 30 minutes, and then we're going to stop the audio, and we're going to do sort of a 7th inning stretch and have everybody stand and stretch and things like that, and then we will finish out the audio. So, Mr. Allen?
Thank you, Judge. And just for record keeping purposes, we're playing People's Exhibit 35, which is that pretext call on February 13th, 2020 at 1:11 p.m.
Yes.
When Gannon and I left, we found someone in the neighborhood who was working for the Lorson Ranch people. So this is why I came back to you and said I didn't think it was the carpet guy. I say working for the Lorson Ranch people. I don't know who he worked for.
Like whatever that Emery Homes or whatever it's called.
He was working for the home company. I approached the guy, asked him, could he go fix the carpet? That was before we even hit the road.
So that was before Dunkin' Donuts and all that?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I meant to tell you this. So it was before Dunkin' Donuts and all that. So I gave him the garage code because he apparently worked for the company or whatever. I gave him the garage code and told him I had money sitting on the counter because Harley was gonna. I remember I've been playing those lottery ticket things. I was get tens because I was like, well, he could just have those tens and I'll get more money from. That's why I had one on the lottery. Well, that's why I thought that the carpet person, had access to the house, whatever. Come to find out later on, he didn't even make it there. But I'll get to that point when we get there.
Why would you give him access to the house?
Well, because he was
but
contract, like part of the people, and Gannon was with me.
Okay, all right.
So I didn't think anything was a threat if the children were with me.
Yeah, I got you.
Someone was going to come in or whatever.
But that, you know how I am about that stuff too, right? I mean, that's. Anyways, I don't want to stop you. Just that kind of worries me there. But go ahead. You there?
I didn't give him a code to be any kind of whatever.
No.
I was trying to get the carpet fixed so the boy could not be so upset.
I got it. I just don't like, how I am. I don't like have people having access to our house and stuff. But whatever. Just go on because I don't think that's a big deal. So.
Anyway, so back to what I was saying.
Sorry.
I wanted to make sure I didn't leave out that point.
Okay.
So, fast forwarding on, we have to hurry up. We have to get back because I knew that Lena would be coming home at some point. The original plan was we were going to go pick Lena up. That was the original plan. To be like, hey, we're going to go eat sushi tonight because everybody been talking about eating sushi.
Yeah.
Gannon wanted to stay at home. And I was like, no, Gannon, you probably shouldn't stay at home. You still aren't feeling the best, whatever. You should not stay at home. I said, so we're all going to eat sushi. If you don't like it, you can just get rice, chicken, yada, yada. So that was our plan for the day. We got home about, I don't know what time the alarm got set off. 2:30, 2:45, whatever the whole crap is. Okay. Well, I noticed that during the time frame, I set the alarm to alarm away. And I have it from the ADT.
Okay.
When we left. Somehow, during some point, the alarm changed from alarm away to alarm stay.
But what point?
I had all this, and which was on my phone that they took.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I called ADT and I said, hey, what are the steps in alarm going to arm away to arm stay? And they instructed me that if the door was not open with a sensor, it could have been that you accidentally set the house to alarm away and it would have went arm stay if it noticed movement that was already in the house.
Oh, I got you.
Right. But there's a sensor on the garage door.
Right.
Okay. So keep this in mind prior
There's
to
a sensor on the garage door?
I know, on the door coming in from the garage, there's no sensor.
No, you said there was. So, there's not. I didn't think there was.
Yeah, I was saying there's no sensor. I might have said it so fast. I was saying there's no sensor.
Okay, sorry. I misunderstood you. I'm sorry.
So, either you can come in, you could set the alarm to arm away, and you can walk in through the garage, and it will immediately go to arm stay. Or, you can set it to arm away, and when the dogs move, and it will go to arm stay. As long as that back glass door wasn't triggered, and that front door wasn't triggered, it will not change.
Okay.
So
all right.
keep that in mind, okay? So this whole thing about your neighbor, he got paid $5,000 to release this video. It's a proven fact, okay? It's already been looked at by tens of thousands of people, and it's been investigated. Gannon Stauch got out the other side of the vehicle.
Okay. All right.
Shadows, movements, infrared, whatever you want to call it. Gannon got out the other side of the vehicle. Okay.
So, okay. All right. So he's home with you now.
That was the truth.
At this point in the timeline.
Yeah, so it's like maybe 2:45 or 2:30. I'm not sure exactly, but in that time frame before Lena got home, I'm getting out, going in the house, or whatever. Gannon goes in, and Gannon goes straight to his room. I go upstairs because I was like, had wanted to try to get on that Peloton the other night. Didn't get a chance to. Put my headphones on, yada, yada, yada. So I'm in there. Gannon had asked me, that you said that he could go with a friend. You then text me, I don't know exactly what time, but at some point in time, you had told me, don't let Gannon go with a friend or something.
Yeah, right.
Gannon came back and said that you said he could go with a friend and come back later tonight. Again, I said, your daddy said you can play with your friends in the neighborhood, but you cannot go with some friend in some car or whatever it may be. Put my headphones back on. That was where I have completely parts of the information and not parts of the information. I hear another loud noise downstairs. Not even about, 10, 15 minutes later, maybe 20 minutes. Yes.
But I thought you said you were doing a Peloton.
No, I said I'd been wanting to go back and get on the Peloton because I didn't get to
Oh, okay.
the other night. So I had my headphones on and I was kind of like trying to get in the pre-workout mode or whatever you want to call it, because my goal had been trying to get on the Peloton every day.
Yeah, right.
So then I heard another noise again, and I was like, I pulled them off my ears. I know they're noise canceling, but I also am not stupid. I don't wear them all the way on my ears because they freaking hurt. And I was like, Gannon! Didn't hear anything. And I just thought he's down there bumping and wobbling and, doing his thing, whatever it may be. Still sitting there, just chilling, doing whatever. Heard another loud noise. And I thought, okay, this is it. Like, I thought he was stomping around, doing crazy things, whatever. He's supposed to be going to go play with a friend. When I walked downstairs at that original point in time, I thought that guy was the carpet guy. Similarities? I didn't really remember exactly what he looked like, but I remember some of the details. Now, fast forward, you'll hear me say night after night after night after night, I've dreamed of different things that have added detail to this. I thought it was the carpet guy because there was carpet everywhere, boxes, you name it. That was the loud noises that I heard. The next thing I know, I'm out, blacked out. And which I told you this.
Yeah. So, but what I'm concerned about with that is, did he take all those boxes and carpet with him when he left?
The carpet was already in the house.
Oh, but what I just don't remember seeing any of that stuff when we got there. Did you is that part of what you cleaned up or whatever?
No, the carpet was, I saw it there when the police watched me take my stuff out.
Okay, but you also mentioned he had a bunch of boxes and stuff. But I mean, it's not a big deal. I was just wondering because
boxes like laid out everywhere.
Right.
I just told the detectives, I thought we were getting robbed.
Okay, I got you.
I thought that was the whole point of boxes was to get robbed.
Okay, all right.
On Gannon's table, which I'm sure it had to been if it was swiped correctly, I hit my head on the back of Gannon's table. Like hard. On the back of Gannon's table.
What table? The one I made him?
Yes.
Like the back of it up against the wall?
No, as in the back of my head, and there was the table right there.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the back of the table. I'm sorry.
No, the back of my head, his table. Okay. So from there, a lot of it was a blur because I hit my head.
I got you.
I just remember certain pieces here and there. I remember Gannon running and like jumping on the guy who I thought at the time was the carpet guy, and I thought we were about to get robbed. I just remember bits and pieces like that, trying to push him off, and all I remember now that I sit back and remember, like, play it in my head again, play it in my head again, play it in my head again. It was a very calm conversation with Gannon and this person. I just remember him asking questions, the same questions he asked me, they were talking about. And I don't, who do you have me on speakerphone with? Because I know you do.
What are you talking about, Tisha?
Who's listening to my conversation?
Me and you. I'm trying to figure out, like I told you the whole time, the truth. I just want the truth.
Okay, so during that time, I heard that same thing that Gannon asked me about knowing his mommy. Why do you think I've been adamant about you saying to you, oh my God, there's a piece that we're not putting together, that we're not missing, there's something different. I don't know how to put it all together, but Gannon knew something about something. And all I kept hearing him say was, do you know where Uncle Matt is at? I don't even know who Uncle Matt is.
Yeah, I never heard it. The only Matt I know of is, what's her name? Your sister.
Well, that would be his uncle, and he would know him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why when you said that 20 minutes ago or whatever, I was like, I never heard no Uncle Matt, so.
When I woke up and, like, out of this state of confusion, going crazy, whatever was going on, I remember Gannon saying he will be back later.
Okay. Like Uncle Matt saying he'd be back later?
Gannon said he would be back later.
Oh, Gannon said, okay, all right.
So, in my mind, I'm like, did I really, like what the fuck just went on, okay? Hit my head twice, had to fight off some dude that I explained to them and gave them a description of the whole entire time, okay? I have been adamant about this and about finding this person.
Is that the Mexican guy you told me about, the Mexican guy?
He was dark-skinned, and I say Mexican because I assume...
Tisha, you just said she. You mean he was dark-skinned?
I never said she, I said he.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. It sounded like you said she. I'm hearing things again. I'm sorry.
Mexican guy, okay? I gave him the description of that, but to me, dark-skinned, I mean, their own stepfather could look Mexican.
Are you talking about Mike?
Right, and at the time, it wasn't Mike, obviously, but in that time frame, I'm trying to figure out, first, is this real life? Because I was totally, completely in shock what was going on. I thought we were going to get robbed. I thought they were about to take everything. I thought someone was trying to hurt Gannon. I hit the head. I didn't really know back and forth what to do. I was a little bit out of it. I'm not even going to lie. My body system was already weak because you know how it is in the first 4 to 5 weeks of being pregnant. My mind was completely fucking gone. And my mind jumped up after everything. And I said, okay, Gannon's going to be back. Gannon's going to be back. I paced up and down the stairs. During that
So,
time,
babe, hold on. Why did you tell me you got raped, and now you're not telling me you got raped?
you think I want to tell you what a man done to me?
I mean, but like that first day, I told you I would do everything and within my power to protect you and get you the help you need for that. But
I went for
that's
that.
a key part of the story. I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting it straight.
And I went for that. And that's not something that I want to be like. Do you think I want that blasted on El Paso News?
Okay, but this is me. I'm just trying to help you in this situation. Make sure you got what you need from that. But if I don't want to get you worked up. So go ahead.
It hasn't been hard to know that like somebody was there trying to hurt me and Gannon, and I'm getting knocked out of it.
No, I
Trying
understand.
to fight for my body, trying to fight for someone not doing something to my body.
That's why I'm just trying to make sure I know everything that happened. Remember, this is about the truth. This is not about anything but me and you and the truth. So.
And I can't tell people that because then they're going to say nothing to me and call me names, and you won't even want me.
Why would I not want you? I don't understand what you mean by that.
Yeah, why would
Try.
you not want him?
I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
All of it was a blur in and out, trying to figure out. I got up at one point and ran to the door and sent like no.
No, they don't. Nobody wants you because, I mean, first of all, look at you, and you're just a disgusting person. So, I mean, that's really the main reason. It has nothing to do with like a story that you were going to tell. See, he's doing pretty good because he's able to pretend that he gives a shit.
Oh wait,
There is no way this woman had a break.
sure. Anybody in a logical state of mind could.
This is slam dunk premeditated. She planned this. Pure psychopathy. Dad is brilliant.
I think she's a borderline personality disorder. That's what I think. Thank you, Queen Bee.
Squawky Stauchy wave. Ocean wave.
Thanks, Zozo. I appreciate it. Yeah, we had a good start to the show, and then it just went.
Could have said, why didn't you give Lena a note to run to the neighbors? He knew everything. He knew everything about us. He knew our names. He knew where we worked. He knew where Harvey worked. He knew what we drove.
So back up a second too. So just because I want to know about Gannon's well-being too. We already covered what happened to you, but you're saying that initially you told me Gannon got beat up and he took him away, but you didn't say that this time. So please tell me.
Gannon jumped on his back. Like when he was trying to hurt me, Gannon jumped on.
He said she again. See, I think she did say she right there. When she was trying to hurt me. Right? She did say that.
State of mind could have said, why didn't you give Lena a note to run to the neighbors? He knew everything. He knew everything about us. He knew our names. He knew where we worked. He knew where Harvey worked. He knew what we drove.
So back up a second too. So just because I want to know about Gannon's well-being too. We already covered what happened to you, but you're saying that initially you told me Gannon got beat up and he took him away, but you didn't say that this time. So please tell me.
Gannon jumped on his back. Like when he was trying to hurt me, Gannon jumped on his back. And that's clearly what I told the detective.
Okay, so what happened to Gannon in that instance? Because that.
Harvey worked. He knew what we drove.
So back up a second too. So just because I want to know about Gannon's well-being too. We already covered what happened to you, but you're saying that initially you told me Gannon got beat up and he took him away, but you didn't say that this time. So please tell me.
Gannon jumped on his back. Like when he was trying to hurt me, Gannon jumped.
Who's the she she's talking about? See, he said Gannon was trying to jump on his back when she was trying. See, I think what she's doing in her mind is it's her. You see, like she accidentally says she sometimes because she knows she's a she. At least she thinks she is, anyways. Thank you, Juju Positive.
On his back, and that's clearly what I told the detective.
Okay, so what happened to Gannon in that instance? Because I got to know that.
I don't know. I just remember Gannon was on the other side. I was on where the door was at.
Okay.
Gannon was behind me on the
Thanks,
floor
Robin.
and was crying. And
Was he bleeding or anything? Was it like?
Know that if he was bleeding or anything.
Okay. All
I
right.
just remember. All I could barely see what was going on.
Was there any blood on the floor after you got? Do you remember anything like that?
When I woke up, there was no blood anywhere. I probably went after the second time. So when I ran back upstairs, they sent Lena away, and I said, Lena, please go get
Keep your face.
See, because like when Jody would tell her stories while she was in the interrogation room, she was her first story originally had ninjas in it, but the second one, they were a man and a woman dressed in black. But the man, he just started looking through a purse and was sitting way away, while the woman was, I mean, it was so weird. She was literally pretending there was another woman, but everything the woman was doing was exactly what she did, so it was easy for her to tell the story.
Harley pulls up. I says, Harley, please take Lena to Dollar Tree. And they're like, okay. I said, please take
Why are you confused, Bellamia? What a weird first comment to make on a stream.
them now and get these items. Exactly what I did.
Did Harley notice that you were distraught or anything?
Harley was, she was just looking at me like, what in the world? I said, please just go get the items. And Harley was like, what are they?
Well, I think she's borderline personality disorder. I mean, I think it's exactly whatever Jodi Arias had, she has, because she's exactly the same. I didn't know that until listening to all this. The manipulation, all these big stories to tell. And
I was like, carpet spray for the dog smell and the carpet powder for the dog smell.
Thank
And
you.
Lena and Harley
Thank you, Queen
left.
Bee.
Okay. All right.
Because I didn't want Lena and Harley to come in. And then you got two more people involved in this. He's downstairs with Gannon. I don't know what in the hell is going on. I'm freaked out like if I'm in some Lifetime movie, and no matter who I called or said anything to, they're going to do me just like they're doing me now. Came back downstairs. Tried to plead with him about what was exactly going on. He had Gannon wrapped in his arm, like his arm around him, and was saying,
Tisha, hold on just a second. I'm trying to understand. So, oh my goodness. So you're downstairs, and all this is going on, and the guy is downstairs, and you send Lena away? You come upstairs and send Lena away while the guy's still downstairs?
or did you want Lena to come in and be there too?
No, I'm just trying, babe, I'm just trying to understand everything, because some of this is new information for me that you didn't tell me initially, so I'm just trying to process.
You wouldn't let me. You wouldn't let me sit there and talk to you.
Okay,
You treated me like a criminal.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand it, so I'm just trying to
Because you
sort
are
through
a
all this. So keep
criminal.
going. Thank you for clarifying, though. What's wrong?
I feel just like you. That's great.
You tried so hard to do what?
I was trying to protect everybody, but I couldn't get back upstairs. Once I let Lena go, I don't know. I couldn't even figure out what to do. If I ran outside the yard, what was I going to do?
So you sent Lana to the mailbox, or you sent her with Harley?
Just ran her to the mailbox, and it's Holly gets there, and I sent Harley a message, and I sent Harley a message quickly and said, "Please get Lena as soon as you get back and go to Dollar Tree. I'll explain later."
Oh, so you sent her a message and they went back downstairs?
Right, because I was trying to check on Gannon.
But I thought you said you saw Harley when she got home.
Thanks,
I
Kimberly.
did. I sent her a message to let her know Lena pulled up. Lena came up.
Okay.
I sent Lena to the mailbox. Harley pulled right up. Look at the camera. Since your neighbor has every fucking camera footage, he should be able to see that they came up, and I freaking sent them right away.
Well, I'll probably have to pay him another $5,000 to get him to do that, so I don't think that's going to happen. It's bullshit, ain't it?
So I went back down. It's not funny because he did get paid.
No, I'm not. It's bullshit.
So he went back downstairs. I went back downstairs, and I'm trying to figure out, and he's just telling him that he had a new family and all kinds of things, and I'm sitting there trying to grab Gannon, and next thing I'm on the ground again. And you can't overpower someone when they put their fingers on your mouth.
And this was at Gannon's room again?
She says that her again.
Okay, all right.
Is there a
No one tried to help. No one cared. People treated me like a criminal.
And this was at Gannon's room again?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
There's no one.
And
So I went back down. It's not funny because he did get paid.
no, I'm not. It's bullshit.
So he went back downstairs. I went back downstairs, and I'm trying to figure out, and he's just telling him that he had a new family and all kinds of things, and I'm sitting there trying to grab Gannon, and next thing I'm on the ground again. And you can't overpower someone when they put their fingers on your mouth.
Her fingers on her mouth. And remember how she said he was upstairs? I was downstairs. God, man, this is...
And this was at Gannon's room again?
Yes. this.
Okay, all right.
No one tried to help. No one cared. They were treating me like a criminal. When I came through, I woke up.
This is the real speed right here.
Whatever I could say and look around and think, I thought I was in a dream. And I woke up, and Gannon was gone.
That was the second time you went downstairs and he hurt you.
Second time he hurt me, and once I woke up from that, Gannon was gone.
Okay, so you blacked out again, is what you're saying.
Yes, because I had several times, because I was trying, what I was trying to do, I was trying inside the closet, our closet door in there. I was trying to get in there, because I was like, man, there has to be something in there that I can just, like, swing, whatever. I didn't know how to use the freaking big gun.
I don't know. I don't think Harley has anything to do with anything. I've seen her YouTube videos. He just seems like a young kid that the mother, she might have been aware of at some point, but, you know, I mean, that's all she's got, right? I mean.
So if I'd have left out from sending Harley and Lena away, I didn't know how to use your big gun, like the assault rifle. And my gun wasn't in the spot that it always was, because you know why? My gun was already in my car.
But babe, I'm just trying to understand here. You told me initially that the gun was in the house and that he grabbed it or something.
Black gun. He had your black gun. Yours.
He had my little pistol, right?
The black one, yes.
Okay, all right. Because I thought maybe I'm wrong, but I thought initially you said your gun. That's why I was going to.
No, my gun was outside.
In the car. Okay.
Your black gun. That's why I was terrified. He knew everything about us. He threatened us. Every single thing. He knew what kind of car that your.
I wonder if the black gun is what was used to kill Gannon.
mom had drove there and stayed there the whole time in her rental car.
Hey, when did you bring your gun back in after all this happened?
You told me to go get all the guns together.
The circus music.
No, that was when I was collecting them.
Well, thanks, Raylene Jones. We play it all the time in here.
You said your gun was in the car?
No, Albert. On the phone call with me, you said go check and see and be accountable for all the guns. When I told
Yeah, because you had stored them downstairs in those. My gun was in the. I don't know about yours, but my gun was in one of the totes. Remember, you had put it there.
Because the lady was babysitting.
Okay, so the guy had the gun and he put it back in the tote?
No, he didn't put the gun back in the tote. The gun was left there.
So you put it back in the tote?
Gun was left there. Gannon was gone. It was like I thought he was hiding. I legit thought I was in complete shock and thought Gannon was hiding.
Okay.
I even mentioned to the girls, I go, because I was shocked, culture shock, thinking, what the fuck happened? Oh my God, like, I don't know how I'm going to handle this. I didn't get the time to even go through any of the emotions of it all to think what happened, because all I could immediately...
Yeah, you guys, I'm going to have to stop playing it. She's said the F word just too many times, and I can't deal with it. I'm kidding.
...do was go into, like, the defense mode of being like, oh my God, okay,
Listen, if you're one of those triggered people, she does say the F word a few times, okay? Let me have you all hold a bunny. Everybody pull out a bunny and hold it here. They're about to say the F word. I don't want you to, get triggered or feel bad about it. I don't want anybody to, we also try to use things like unalived. We don't want to hurt your feelings. We also use terms like... instead of murdered, we say they disappeared from the... Forget it, I don't even know. What was the one from the other day? It was awesome. It was oh yeah, if you're suicidal, you're unalival.
the girls out of here. Okay, Gannon's going to be back by the time he's supposed to be back. Because in the end, when Gannon was leaving, I remember him asking him, was he going to take him to Uncle Matt's house? I remember.
Okay, by the way, let me just say it for the last time on here. There's no place for you in the true crime community because true crime is inherently bad. If you need to hold a bunny when people are talking about true crime, okay? Isn't that just a truth? Isn't that a truth to tell people? If you are in such a state where you need to hold a bunny and be warned that something bad's going to be happening, we might be talking about something bad, there is no place for you in the true crime. You need to do something else. And I'm not trying to be mean. What I'm trying to say is, man, if it's that bad, what are you doing in the true crime genre when it's going to torture you. Do you get what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. It'd be like, I absolutely cannot stand embroidering. It reminds me of the spider webs that killed half the continent of, and then you go, but I'm going to watch embroidering all day long. But when I do, somebody give me something that makes me, it's just bizarre, man. What are you doing watching it? Okay, don't feel bad. Like, gosh, Gray, there's times when I'm just telling you, you gotta. This is a genre where you've got to have sort of, you got to be able to listen, take in really shitty things, and put it all together, and it tells a story. Okay, and if you can't take it in without being coddled like a little baby, then it's really a place you shouldn't be in, because it's bad stuff, right? All right. Awesome. That's my public service announcement for the day. I hope that didn't offend anybody. If it did, make sure to buy a bunny down at the store.
Remember that being blacked out. So Gannon freely went with him. I don't know Uncle Matt. I'm not fucking crazy.
So he left with Uncle Matt in a
Hey,
car?
she just said it right there. Like 8675309 pointed out on the previous show earlier. She just said, I'm not crazy. Case closed.
Or something, or in the van, or you don't know?
That's why he left in. I just know that the whole thing started to add up.
Look at her. His attorney is like, she just said, I'm not crazy.
Stand and stretch for a moment.
All right. Everybody stand and stretch.
The front door.
So what?
Just to find anything on that side of the house where Gannon might have went out at night.
Yes, you too, everybody, can buy a crazy bottle of elixir. But if not, make sure to buy that bunny so you can sit through these crazy cases. Gray.
Let's go ahead and start.
Gray, that's not very welcoming. You should welcome everybody. Well, I do, but I don't. If you're somebody that needs a bunny or needs trigger warning messages, there are plenty of other
Gannon
channels
kept going
that
outside
offer
the
that.
gate.
Look at.
Gannon had to be
There's plenty of other channels that offer that service. Okay.
talking to somebody outside of that gate. I begged the fucking El Paso County police officers to find anything on that side of the house where Gannon might have went out at night talking to whoever it was. Any cars that was parked on that side of the house. Nobody.
She said effing again, guys. Gee.
Yeah, Gray, I don't like it either.
Well, I was kidding.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh, come on, Mary Lou.
Helps me.
Okay, so I'm trying to just, this is what's bothering me about this part, and I want to be real with you because we're trying to work together on this, but I went and asked all the neighbors, myself.
He said asked all the neighbors. What does that mean? He asked all of his neighbors. Oh, wow, we need to dig into that.
Just, this is what's bothering me about this part, and I want to be real with you because we're trying to work together on this, but I went and asked all the neighbors,
See?
myself, like cameras in front of our house, to the side of our house, everything, to look and see if Gannon left the house anywhere from like 2 to 4, 4:30, anything like that, and no cameras have him leaving. So I mean, I don't,
What kind of cameras? Are they like Rogers that run 24/7?
yes, like 3, 4, 5 of the neighbors have those 24/7 cameras, and then some are like ours, which are motion censored.
Yeah, axe.
Okay, which ones? Because we need to know which direction that their cameras are pointed in order for that to happen.
Okay, well that's something we can look into.
No.
Okay, that's something we need to look into. So either they went out the front, I'm assuming, right?
Not the front door.
So what the garage?
I would say the garage or either out the back door because Gannon had the gate code, like the key, and he kept going
but the cameras didn't pick him up coming out the front, so.
out there with this key or trying to unlock it or keep it unlocked with this key.
Okay, hold on. So I understand.
Wait, what did
So
she just
now-
say right there?
Gannon,
that was crazy.
But their cameras are pointed in order for that to happen.
Okay, well, that's something we can look into.
No.
Okay, that's something we need to look into. So either they went out the front, I'm assuming, right?
Poor
Not the
Alex.
front door.
So what, the garage?
I would say the garage or either out the back door because Gannon had the gate.
She goes, they went out the front door. Well, either the back. They went out the front door. The front door? Well, either the garage door or the back door. Well, you mean every freaking door in the house they could have gone out of? Did you hear that double speak shit there? I mean, look at. They went out the front door. The front door? Or the garage? Or the back door? Or the back gate? That was great. That was freaking amazing. Quinby said, pure narcissist. She actually thought she covered all her tracks, expecting an apology. These are the kind of people in our nightmares. Yeah, now listen to this next part here. Let's do that.
Code, like the key. And he kept going out there with this key.
Okay, this part's awesome too. Who kept going out there with a key?
But their cameras are pointed in order for that to happen.
Okay, well, that's something we can look into.
No.
Okay, that's something we
Okay, just listen to this again. Listen.
need to look into. So either they went out the front, I'm assuming, right?
They went the front. I'm assuming, right?
Not the front door.
Yep. Wait, did she say not the front door? I can't tell.
What, the garage?
I would say the garage or either out the back door because
Okay,
Gannon
so
had
she
the
did say not the front door.
gate code, like the key. And he kept going out there with this key or trying to unlock it or keep it unlocked with this key.
What? See that part there too. Listen to that one.
But their cameras are pointed in order for that to happen.
Okay, well, that's something we can look into.
No.
Okay, that's something we need to look into. So either they went out the front, I'm assuming, right?
Not the front.
Not the front door.
Yeah.
So what, the garage?
I would say the garage or either out the back door because Gannon had the gate
So Gannon had the gate.
code, like the key.
He had the gate code, like the key.
And he kept going out there with this key
And he kept going out there with his key,
or trying to unlock it or
or trying to unlock it,
keep it unlocked with this key.
or keep it unlocked with his key. How do you keep it unlocked with your key?
Okay, hold on. So I understand. So now, Gannon, with all this going on, Gannon tells the guy there's a key to the gate, and then they
No.
can bring the key back to the house?
No. Did you listen to my story?
Yeah.
The other night, Gannon kept going outside with the gate. I'm thinking that the gate was automatically left unlocked.
Oh, okay. Did you lock it back before I got home?
No, I didn't lock anything.
Okay, all right.
I didn't do anything unless they locked it or the police locked it because Harley
Okay.
said the police put cameras in it and locking it.
Okay,
Locking everything up.
We can find that out. Maybe the police locked it back, though. So, fair enough. So, that just all that kind of is blowing my mind. You know, he wasn't seen leaving. The key to the gate was in the house. The gun was where it's supposed to be. I'm just trying to figure it all out, Tisha.
Yeah, let me read this thing really quick. This is what I was thinking. People with borderline up here it says, this is what my guess would be. Borderline personality disorder is a mental illness that severely impacts, but it doesn't mean that you're mentally ill. I mean, like insane or anything. This loss of emotional control can increase impulsively, affect how a person feels about themselves, and negatively impact their relationships with others. People with borderline personality disorder may experience intense mood swings and feel uncertain about how they see themselves. Their feeling for others can change quickly and swing from extreme closeness to extreme dislike. These changing feelings can lead to unstable relationships and emotional pain. People with borderline personality disorder also tend to view things in extremes, such as all good or all bad. Their interests and values can change quickly as they may act impulsively or recklessly. Other signs are efforts to avoid real or perceived abandonment, such as plunging headfirst into a relationship or ending them just as quickly, a pattern of intense and unstable relationship with family, friends, and loved ones. Check. A distorted and unstable self-image or sense of self. There you go, that's there. Impulse and often dangerous behaviors such as spending sprees, unsafe sex, substance abuse, reckless driving, and binge eating. Please note if these behaviors happen mostly Looks like she's done that binge eating in jail. Let's see. Times of elevated mood or energy. They may be symptoms of a mood disorder, self-harming behavior such as cutting, recurring thoughts of suicidal behavior or threats, intense and highly variable moods with episodes lasting from a few hours to a few days, chronic feeling of emptiness, inappropriate intense anger or problems controlling anger, feeling of dissociation such as feeling cut off from oneself, observing oneself from outside one's body. Anyways, I don't know if that's what it is, but I can see some of those things. Like always, nobody has everything and everything.
The gun wasn't where it was supposed to be because I put the gun back in when you told me to collect them.
Okay. Well, hopefully, I think
Upstairs.
they got my gun now, so hopefully they can get this Mexican guy's fingerprints. So.
Yeah, would be perfect to me. It's nothing but from day one.
I know, and that's what I'm trying to get. So get all them this information. I think the FBI's in on it now. So we're trying to get them all this information. Look for a fingerprint on the gun. Maybe they haven't looked there. Looking for a fingerprint on the lock of the gate. Stuff like that as the little things that they may have missed. During this process.
Why? Why would they have not have done that? And maybe I'm just upset by this because I feel like they barked up the wrong tree for 2 fucking.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Shelley. Like, if there's cases you just can't listen to, you shouldn't even be in the true crime world, because it's too much for you. It's just, you got to be able to deal with all of it.
Weeks, Albert.
It's been 3 weeks almost, Tisha.
I think it's healthier for you not to follow true crime.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you. I'm as frustrated as anybody because I don't know anything. And
So, do you think I did this?
Tisha Stauch, I don't know. I'm just trying.
Well,
I'm trying to help
man,
you. Okay, I'm trying to help you get the truth out there. But you've got to tell me the truth. Okay. I know.
Here's what I told the police. The only difference is I thought it was the carpet person, but once I went around because I was freaking out trying to figure out, I was like, if I could go get this fucker and bring him in, and I drove through the neighborhood. The description that I gave El Paso is exactly what I saw. But that is not the exact description that I gave of this carpet person. So my point behind that was, I don't think it was the carpet person because I eliminated him because he didn't have craters on his face.
He did or didn't? So, but hold on. You know what? Something. Remember how? Oh my goodness! Think back to this whole that trip you made for the bike. You never found the guy, right? The Craigslist guy?
Started looking creepy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't think that this Craigslist guy had anything to do with you? I mean, not you, but you know what I mean. Oh, I'm freaking out. Sorry. And you don't think the Craigslist guy followed you or just found you? Maybe you told him, "Hey, I'm driving my husband's red Frontier, and I'll meet you there," or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of anything.
Okay, so let's say it's him. What I don't like is that people are sitting here saying, well, there's nothing that shows you guys leaving. If there's nothing at this point in time, it's starting to get dark. Because in case you didn't know, in Colorado, it's getting dark around that time. Okay? There has to be something that points in that direction that shows any shadows, movement, anything. And if it didn't, it was because the ring sensitivity didn't pick it up.
All right, so listen, I want to be clear with you that I don't give a flip about social media. You know that. I don't have Facebook. I'm not on there, so I don't know what these people are saying. So let's me and you focus on.
Yeah, if you can't listen to her because she's annoying and it just bothers you, that's different. But if it's like, I'm virtue signaling. The case is just so devastating to me that I just can't listen to it. And there's thousands of other cases that we have covered that are just as bad.
Us getting to the bottom of what's going on, okay? Let's try to block out that other stuff so we can get the truth here. Man, this Craigslist thing is really driving me nuts now. Do you think that when did you go? What was the time frame you went there again? You went to Dunkin' Donuts, right?
Because they have whatever time they have me on footage. The first time at Petco.
Oh, at Petco. So after that is when you left.
Because I went back to Petco to get more clothes.
Okay, so you went. So then when did you go back to Petco after the Craigslist trip?
Yeah.
Oh. And you said the guy was already in the house before you got there, you think?
It's a house!
When I got there, the guy was already most definitely in the house or had already been in the house waiting or whatever it may be, which is why I thought It was the carpet guy because that was the person that I gave the garage.
Yeah, you gave the garage code to him. Yeah, right.
The more I laid, and the more I slept, and the more I kept worrying about it and thinking about it, and yada yada yada. Gannon kept having his room door locked.
Bitch, please.
I was even so terrified to think that this person even spent the night in our home.
Oh, you think he was there the whole time?
I don't know.
Wow, so he's trying to make it. Ooh, wow. He was a stalker and he was hiding in the house all night.
Do you know how worried I've been about this?
I know, that's freaking me out because remember those other stories you were talking about people coming in the back door and stuff while they thought people were away? I've been going through all that in my head too.
Albert, I'm doing nothing but I have right here. You can hear it. It's like of all anything and everything that I thought of that might have been out of order, but
so maybe
I don't want my life back. You think I don't want my family back?
I know. Trust me, me too.
I'm tired of being portrayed as one.
Okay, but you got to help me because I'm trying to sort through all this and put a good timeline together so I can tell this. Somebody reached out from the FBI and I'm trying to tell them a timeline of what I know. All right, I'm trying to make sure they get the truth the first time. This lady that called me. Okay, so.
Are people not going after this? Why?
I don't know. Maybe the FBI is. I don't know.
I think Mel's Diner was just being goofy. Like, man, how could he marry a voice like that?
That's not. I know they're doing everything they can. Maybe they missed some things we don't know. Listen, something you told me that first day that I'm trying to figure out when did you do the? Like you said, you cleaned everything up.
Yes, Mary Lou.
Cleaned everything up.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Yeah, Mary Lou. What's going on?
Well, I was still on hold. I just called you.
What's wrong with you?
Well, I'm drunk, right? I'm really drunk. Every time she says yada, yada, yada. I've been drinking the whole time.
Well, good for you. There's a lot of other people joining you. One even said they might need a new liver.
Oh, that's pretty good. Me too. Oh, jeez.
Gannon's room or wherever you got, somebody did bad things to you or whatever?
I was just talking about, like, the clothes I had on and, like, shoes and stuff.
Oh, so you just changed your clothes and then threw them away, like you said, and whatever Gannon had on, you said you threw that away too?
They got that out of the back of the trash. It was a shirt that he wore that was burnt and stuff like that.
Oh.
That's what I meant, like, cleaned up. I didn't mean, like, clean up anything bad or anything. I'm just saying, like, I didn't want to keep that stuff on and call and police.
But you told me that first day you cleaned up the whole area because you didn't want Lena to see it when she got home. That's what you told me.
Yeah, my clothes and my underwear. You want me to really go in depth about that?
I'm not trying to make you relive anything out with you. I'm just trying to. There's just some truth that I'm trying to find about. I mean, if something was cleaned up or something, then I don't know. Maybe.
Whatever you're trying to say to me, don't just be honest.
I just don't want the police to miss anything else. Okay, I mean, we think they've missed all these other pieces.
What was that, Ray?
If you cleaned up something that could give them DNA evidence on this Mexican guy, do we need it?
They hate listening
my whole
to
DNA from this. They wouldn't let you pee. The hospital bill that I sent you was the whole kit on my body.
Tipsy Lou.
But tell me, why did you tell me? I just don't understand why you told me you cleaned up an area, and then now you're telling me you just changed your clothes. That's.
When you're talking about cleaning up the area, I'm talking about from Gannon. Like, Gannon had, from his burn marks, there was blood on the wall and on the light switch. So you cleaned up whatever Gannon's stuff, what blood or whatever was, right? Prior. Oh, where was that at? In his room when he woke up Monday morning.
But like where? But where in his room? You did say the wall because he was wiping his fingers on the wall or something.
I don't know if he wiped his fingers on his wall. I just know his arm probably hit the wall when he was asleep.
Oh, I got you. Okay, all right. So you cleaned that up. Okay, because I never saw that. That's the first I heard of it. So you cleaned up wherever his blisters or his burn mark hit the wall. Did you clean something else up?
Light switch from where he touched it.
Oh, but that was after you showed it to me.
Yes.
Yeah, you showed it to me and Lena, and then told me that he was picking his fingernails so bad that he bled so bad. Remember?
Yes, he did pick his fingernails.
Oh, okay. So he picked his fingernails and he picked. I'm just trying to clarify. Picked his fingernails and his blister or his burn mark or whatever.
What do you mean? Gannon picks everything that's open.
Yeah, I'm not.
Why are you acting like you're got me on some trial with this? He picks his fingers all the time.
Babe, because you.
It's open.
Babe, you're absolutely right about that. But I don't know why you feel like you're on trial. I'm talking to my wife, trying to figure out the truth. And like I told you before, the truth hasn't always lined up. So I just want to find out all the details so we can find Gannon. That's it.
Albert, I gave you every detail. But you were coming at me saying, I thought you did this afterwards. Gannon bleeds all the time.
Right.
Gannon has huge nosebleeds. Did you tell him the nosebleeds from your truck is from Gannon?
When did he have a nosebleed in my truck?
Oh my God, don't even play. It's been there since Alaska. And the top part of your truck, you have his hands had blood marks on it from like a year and something ago.
Maybe.
Ooh,
I don't. I'm not doubting you. I don't know. I just don't remember that. But that may have happened. I know he has had a nosebleed once in a while. I don't remember that in Alaska.
Nosebleeds are like in Colorado, or at least once every week or two. Every week or two, Gannon has a nosebleed.
That bad boy. God, every couple of weeks he has a nosebleed. That kid, I tell you what. Well, it's not his fault he has a nosebleed. Okay?
This is where I get angry.
Wow. You get angry because he has a nosebleed every couple of weeks?
People come up here and talk all this shit, and they don't even know him.
Jeez.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the people are saying on social media. I don't even bother with that. And I have it for a long time. But I'm just trying to. All right.
Say what you got to say, Albert.
I'm just trying to retrace some steps in my head. So the Mexican guy, did you see like anybody? I'm trying to think of this Craigslist. Did he have a picture, or did he like give you any information about him? Like, hey, I'm, other than where to find him at or anything like that. I mean, what was the framework of like how you set up that to meet him?
Everything is on my phone, Albert.
Dave, I don't know. I guess they got your phone. You keep telling me that, but I'm just trying to figure out
Gosh,
how
Albert,
you went about
listen
doing
to her,
this.
man. She's been
maybe we
telling
can,
you.
That
Mary
freaking
Lou, what the
lady
hell are
that
you
called me
talking
bugging
about?
the shit out of me from the FBI, maybe that's something relevant. I don't know.
I reached out to him. They have access to my phone.
Okay.
On my phone, I click the Craigslist thing, which generates this whole like number, something, whatever the email they do to protect the people that are selling stuff. I had all that and access to my phone for that. I have limited access because a lot of my stuff didn't load. A lot of it weren't backed up. My emails weren't backed up. My notes weren't backed up. The only thing backed up when I logged in to the icon that it let me in temporarily was pictures. If they gave me my phone, which is mine, it would clearly have everything. And since they've done all these things, they should see this. They should see pictures of where I took with Gannon at home with me later. They should see all this shit, man. And it pisses me to fuck off that no one's even caring. Everybody's want to point the finger, but won't let me sit there and show you.
All right, Letecia. Okay. You told me to be straight?
You on the phone, and I'm trying to sit here and tell my own husband every little detail, everything. You think I don't love my family?
All right, Tisha, listen. Like I said the whole time, I'm just trying to help you and trying to keep you and Harley safe from all. I mean, these people are after me now. I don't know who the hell it is, but like I said, I had to go get my clothes changed and everything just so I can blend in better. And I want you to know that no matter what, we can work through this together, and I can help you. Okay? But you just gotta let me help you. But I have you told me to be straight up. I got a very straight up question. Okay? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Did you kill Gannon? I need to know. I need you to answer me yes or no right now.
I killed Gannon. The answer is no. I can't believe you asked me this.
I just got to know you. I told me to be straight up. I got to know what's happening to my son.
Tell me why you would think I killed Gannon.
There's a lot of unknowns. I mean, being straight up again, you changed your story again to me for the fourth time.
No, I changed my story.
You did. This is the fourth version of the same story, okay?
Wow.
And like half of what you told me today, cut foot, and now he's got burned arms and picking it, and his butt's bleeding. All this stuff is new to what you told me the other day. And the other day you told me you cleaned
Wow.
up the area where you got raped so nobody would see it. But now you told me you just changed clothes. I just don't know what the hell's going on.
I didn't tell you. First off, you never even listened to me about anything that went on.
I did. No, you stopped because I listened to you.
Thanks, Queen
I
Bee.
listened to you, and then I went and got the guns and put them in the truck, and then I came back and listened. Me and Landon listened to you. Then I stopped and picked your story apart. So get it straight, Tisha. I listened to you, and I said, if I'm wrong about the rape, I will get on my knees and beg you for forgiveness. Did I not say that?
Yeah, but you haven't.
Exactly.
Right. Well, he hasn't because it hasn't been proven, you idiot.
Exactly, because I haven't been proven wrong yet. I want the truth. If I'm wrong, if the police, no matter what they're doing, the FBI, the CBI, the CBS, whoever, okay, if they tell me I'm wrong, I will publicly, in front of the world, get on a camera and tell you I'm sorry. But until that happens, we're going to find the truth.
How can you tell me that someone didn't I don't understand. How can you tell me that someone didn't do something to hurt me and take Gannon?
I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you It hasn't been proven one way or the other. You said you banged your head on the freaking table. Now I got to tell them to go check out the table and see if there's any blood or any of your.
Do that. They had already asked that.
Okay, but that's the first I heard of it. You see what I'm saying?
You never would talk to me. You literally just sat here in a conversation and asked me, did I kill our child?
Yes, I did because if you say no, then I can't. I'll stop thinking that you did it. Okay.
Drama.
That's horrible.
I don't know what to think. My son's blood. You're telling me his blood's all over the walls, and now you're telling me the Mexican guy that had a gun in his head or whatever took him away, and he knows him, and he could be anywhere.
Hold on. Gun? So where did you get that piece from?
That was so now you got me twisting all your stories up because that was from the first time you told me the rape story. That he had a gun to your head. You told me it was your gun. You told me, but you told me it was your gun. So that's fine. I'm not debating the points here. But
I said the black one.
Okay, fine. But I mean.
You know in your heart I would never hurt Gannon.
Yes, I absolutely believe that. But I'm doing everything I can to help you right now. But Tisha, listen. The thing is, if you don't, but it's not just. I asked you if you killed him. You said no, and I'm sorry. That was a hard question. But if you know anything, or you did anything, or just upset about it, we can work together, and I can help you. But I can't help you if you don't tell me anything. It's just there's so many unknowns, Tisha.
Oh my God.
Convicted of the crime?
I mean, did anything happen that was an accident that you're scared about?
Really?
I'm just trying to teach you. You know, with my army training, I'm trained to ask all these questions to get us in a safe place, right? And that's why I took the guns out from the get-go. That's just my training kicking in.
Oh my God! I really thought, I thought out of this conversation, I really thought you were going to be supportive of me.
What will she say
I thought you were
now?
going to bring your family back together, and I thought that we were going to talk about everything every single day of nothing but Gannon.
That's what I'm trying to do.
For a second, you would ask me, did I kill Gannon? I can't believe that.
Well, I'm glad you said no. That gives me a lot of hope and peace.
I can't believe it. How dare you say that?
We told him about maybe you might have a brother. Maybe. We talked about, we cried about Kobe. We did a lot together.
What?
What hurt,
Okay.
Stop.
Okay, Tisha, let me ask it this way then. I don't believe you killed him.
Stauch.
Did something bad happen to him and he maybe he is dead or not with us anymore and you just panicked and didn't know what to do? I mean, is there anything like that? Just any information is what I need. We can help you. I can help you
for dinner tonight?
get through this.
A bucket of chicken.
But we got to know the information about Bubba. I mean, just think of.
Really, Gail?
Yes, I'm just trying to figure out what happened to him. He's gone and nobody knows anything, but you were the last one to hear him speak. Okay, which was Monday when you were driving around and he left the house. The last time we heard him speak, I don't know. I don't know when that was. Before I left, probably. When I left and he went downstairs to watch Pokemon. That's the last memory I have of him.
Albert, let me tell you something.
Extra crispy,
People
of
don't
course.
have the life that I have. People don't just be a normal person. Just doing their thing. Finally have what they want to do and be in the sky, working. Oh, they don't do that. People premeditate things in life. There's no sign or indications of anything that I would have ever hurt those children. I fought for you.
Yes, you did. You fought for all of us. You're right. I'm not questioning any of that, Tisha. I just did an accident happen? I mean, other than the candle burn?
The first
I don't know. I'm just trying to ask all the
Indian
questions.
in
I
history.
work with your children long enough, Albert. If an accident happened, I'm smart enough. I know what to do. I've had plenty of friends who've been in situations where
Will she
they've been in the
have
classroom.
a
They
breakfast
accidentally dropped the
burrito
kid. The kid might have broke their
or a
leg.
sausage
You
McMuffin
go to
with
the people,
egg?
you tell them it's an accident,
Stay
and you work
tuned
through
to
it.
find out.
Okay, so all right, you also said something that was calmed my heart, tremendously about Bubba. That basically you didn't premeditate anything. So whatever happened to him had to be an accident, just like the candle. And obviously you wouldn't plan on something like that because you're a teacher and you do all those babysitting events. I know you wouldn't hurt kids intentionally, but whatever happened was an accident, and I know you didn't plan it.
I didn't have anything to do with it. Why are you saying this to me?
So he would have had to have died naturally then.
He's dead.
I don't know, Tisha.
What was that? What was that?
You were saying Gannon is alive. What's with you?
Because it's just none of this makes any sense. I mean, he would have been found by now. Okay, he didn't.
Yeah, what the problem is she doesn't understand why he's not believing her. And now she's using the cry to try to maybe reach him on one last desperate attempt, but it's not working.
All the cameras, all that footage shows him not leaving the house other than in the truck. And I like I said, I'm just trying to help you get through this.
Help me?
Yes, help you because.
Help me get through this.
Because I am trying to help you. I want to know what happened to Gannon and try to help you and keep Harley safe and everything that I've said the whole time because that's who I am and you know that.
Letecia, help me help you. What movie? That was from the Tom Cruise. Can't remember what it was. Forgot the name of it. Jerry Maguire. There you go.
This is what y'all think. Y'all think somebody's going to come in here and say something just to appease everyone. A true person?
Well, thanks, Kentucky.
You can keep putting me down in the ground all you want to because I didn't do it.
I'm not beating you down.
You think you don't want me anymore? Fine.
Well, yeah. Well, why would he? You killed his kid, and you're, disgusting in general.
You don't want that family anymore? Fine. You took my car. You took everything.
I didn't take anything. They got all my shit too, Tisha. I got 2 cars now because Harley's not going to pay for it. I got 2 cars I got to pay for. That I can't even see or touch.
I'm begging you.
No, she hasn't. That I know. So
Every day, Albert, why are you not with your wife? Because you want to be so honest and ask questions. Why are you not with your wife and daughter?
Because I'm gonna tell you the truth right now. Because of this conversation, Tisha. I don't know, and I've told you that the whole time. I'm confused. I'm all over the place. I just can't. I can't get the truth from you or the police, or nobody. And now, it's just even worse now because I got another story I've got to try to make a theory from.
Another story? You have never talked to me.
But you just told me. You told me a few minutes ago we went over it.
Oh, yeah,
you told me the first
one.
story. No, first you told me he ran away. Then it was the rape story. Then it was the second rape story. Now it's the third rape story.
They're coming to
Believe
take
you
me
just said the
away,
rape
ho ho.
story.
I'm just. What do you want me to call it?
To the funny
story of Gannon
farm.
disappearing. Okay, you told me the first version of that, the second version, and now the third version.
You a second or third person.
Yes.
That's a good time to play that one.
They're coming to take me away.
But that'll make it that she gets off on insanity.
You sit down and talk to me.
No, that day that I got home. No, the day I got home, that next morning after my mom and sister and Landon and everybody was at the house, you told me you were texting Bethel and you told her the story. I don't know what you told her, and I kind of don't even.
Yes, you do.
I don't even care. No.
I don't care.
That's where.
My God, I can't believe you're lying to me right now.
About what? I'm not lying to you about anything, Tisha.
They had y'all at the police department when I was there.
Oh, you mean when Landon showed up and then they brought, I was already there or whatever? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's the only time I know. I don't even know when you were there. I just assumed you had finally come in that night. Or was it the next day you came in? I don't even know, Tisha.
You were there because she was talking to you there.
Who was?
Bethel?
She was talking to me at the police station?
Yes.
Honestly, most of my talking was with Mark, the other guy that was at Starbucks. So I don't know what you mean she was talking to me. I think I might have talked to her for like 10 or 15 minutes. Did not tell you anything different. This is how my day went. I was going to lay down. Hey, Tisha, I believe you. Okay. What I want you to answer for me is those simple questions. Did Gannon die and you just freaked out, or was there an accident involved? Did you kill him? Answer all those questions. Those are the ones that I want to know. Okay, I don't care about who talked to who, when we went where. Honestly, this
Yeah, but you just said you believed her. What part?
point, none of that freaking matters. What matters is that little 11-year-old boy is either out there or he's not, and I got to know that. And you're the only one that has any information regarding that.
I gave you that information, and you're not going to look for it.
No, but you ignored my question. I mean, answer those questions for me.
What's the first question?
All right. Did you kill Gannon?
No.
Okay. Did Gannon die on your watch, whether it was an accident or naturally from some injury?
No.
Okay. Did Gannon have an accident of a serious nature and you freak out and cover it up?
No.
So the answer is no to all of that.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh,
now, this is going to
correct.
be very uncomfortable for you, even more uncomfortable than what I just asked you. Did Harley kill Gannon?
God, no.
Okay, any of the same questions, did she have anything to do with an accident, a cover-up? Was she involved in this at all with you?
No, I haven't been involved either.
So I just, but so something, there's a blank somewhere that you have not filled the blank. So.
How did I not fill the blank?
So
you don't think for a second that someone came in the house and took Gannon? You don't think that?
I don't doubt that. I don't know what to believe, but I'm not doubting you. I'm just having to ask all these questions. So,
I begged you. I said, hey, let us all be together. Look at me in my eyes and ask me that question.
I don't
Feel
want to
it
look
in
into
your
your
heart
eyes.
and ask me that question.
but you gotta look at it from my perspective. Okay, first of all, and I got a couple things to say, so let me get through it. These stories, just like I've said the whole time, they don't sound legit to me. They just don't add up. They're not true. Something is off from every story because there's different versions. So that's number one. Number two.
I've only talked to you once.
Okay. All right, fair enough. But you got to put yourself in my shoes. Okay. What the hell would you do if this was Harley? Okay, and you didn't have all the information. How would you put all these pieces together? So I mean, you got to look from my glasses. How am I supposed to put all these pieces together when I don't even have a third of the pieces? I'm just trying to find the pieces, and get them together.
You want me to answer that question?
Which one? The one about what if it was Harley?
Yeah.
Yeah, answer that question.
Okay. So as soon as you tell me this, when I get off this phone, I will have my husband and my children together in a home, and our houses will be praying, and we will be on the phone with the detectives, and we will be saying, listen, I support my husband, and we need to find someone over here. If somebody had to see something, ask them again, do something. We will be putting a fucking alert out everywhere. We will be putting a description out everywhere. We will close the fucking borders from Colorado to all of them, up and down 95, because it leads to fucking Mexico.
95? What?
That shit.
Why would
I'm
you?
sorry, 85, whatever.
85?
Oh, 25.
Oh.
At least to Mexico.
Well, please be careful when you say those things, because then they're going to start looking up and down 95 on the East Coast. Okay?
Sorry.
And that's not going to help us. I mean, since you know he's
Well,
not over there.
she was there, though. She was
It's not going to
there.
help us if they get sent over there. Okay? So.
Wow, that's
so
weird.
You didn't answer my question. How am I supposed to put all these
That's
pieces
hilarious.
together?
That's hilarious because did they already know she was there or something?
Come again. Do something. We will be putting a fucking alert out everywhere. We will be putting a description out everywhere. We will close the fucking borders from Colorado to all of them, up and down 95, because it leads to fucking Mexico.
95? What?
That shit.
Why would
I'm
you?
sorry, 85, whatever.
85?
What's the road called? 25. It's
Oh.
it leads to Mexico.
Well, please be careful when you say those things, because then they're going to start looking up and down 95 on the East Coast.
Well, that's where she was, right?
Okay?
Sorry.
And that's not going to help us. I mean, since you know he's not over there, that's not going to help us if they get sent over there. Okay? But you didn't answer my question. How am I supposed to put all these pieces together? You're telling me let's go home and pray, and I've been praying I've been praying nonstop. Okay? But we got to have action too. So here, listen. I got to go because now I'm freaking. Everybody's going to start questioning me at the house. Where have you been? What are you doing? Are you involved? I'm going to get all those questions now. So
The house? Who are you staying with?
Uncle Jeff, and then freaking Veronica and all them that are all over the place. Okay, so
Why would you have to be anywhere near them?
I don't have to be, but you saw we had to do. Listen,
And your daughter.
Tisha, listen, I had to do these
Tell
statements
me,
and
who
interviews
are
and all
you
this shit. It's just
dissing? Maybe I'll
nonstop. Every day is
listen.
something else. Okay, so if you think all this information is what they need, apparently the El Paso people haven't done their job and they haven't forwarded it to the FBI. So I don't know. There's some Amber lady called me from the FBI, and I'm gonna just email you her number and her name. And if you want to pass this information to her, that's much higher than the freaking CBS or whatever you call it.
Yeah, because they've called everyone I know.
Okay, well then that's what.
You can tell them too.
Okay, but I don't have the document you have. So anyways, I'm just gonna send you the contact, and if you want it, you take it. If not, I can't make you do anything. But I gotta go. Okay.
Yeah, but that's not how you would say trying to find your son. You would not say, if you don't want to do anything, then blah, blah, blah.
No, that's not true because I can't. I wanted you with me the whole time and you left. So I'm going to give you the information you need to pass your stuff along, and then you can do that, okay?
Listen to me. We don't have anywhere to stay. I'm asking you to stay with your wife and daughter, and let's do this together. Now, you tell me no if you think that you don't give a shit about us, and you don't want that.
That's
You tell me no
awesome.
right now.
Tell you no.
You tell me yes. If you want your family together because you believe
I think that's pretty amazing. 95 goes all the way down from North Carolina into Florida. Do you think she took that route since she mentioned that?
I wanted my family together. Listen to me. Listen to me. I wanted my family together the whole time. And listen, you're not letting me help you. So I recommend that you get in contact with this Amber lady because she offered me help and safety because I told her what I was going through. And I'm sure they'll do the same thing for you, especially all that you've been through with you're telling me about the social media stuff and people chasing you around. You said in the email. So I'm going to send you her contact information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that know what? She mentioned 95. I think she took 95 part of the way down there.
And then you decide whether or not to contact her to find protection for yourself.
That's why she accidentally said that.
Get them this information, okay? But I gotta go, okay? I gotta go, Tish. I gotta go.
And
What? I said I wanted you to be together, but I gotta go, okay? I gotta go. Bye. Bye.
you just had to get the hell out of here. This is where Gannon's body was found, right here. On Highway 90, or 10, actually, going that way. But she was in North Carolina, and then you take 95 down. Maybe at some point she branched off.
Thank you, Judge. At the time of this call,
You know.
Mr. Stauch, did you know the defendant's location?
I did not know, sir.
You can move that microphone closer to you if you want to. So you don't
Thanks,
have to lean
Model
over.
457 Rose.
Yeah, the chair doesn't move. Everybody makes that mistake, but the microphone does.
Thank you.
At the very beginning of that call, it seemed like there was a disconnect where the phone dropped or something like that. During the process of these recorded phone calls, was that common to happen where for some reason the call would drop and then either you or her would have to call the other person back?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was. And
But why do
Yeah,
you need the
yes.
explanation for that?
There were some references in there where you said you were feeling heat and that you went up to up on the north end to buy some, I think you said redneck clothes in that. What did you mean when you were saying that you were feeling heat and that you had to go buy some redneck clothes?
so much of this call and many other calls, I was trying to, if you will, stay in character, just to keep. I call.
Thank
it
you,
on the hook.
Missing
So
Persons
saying things that I
Cases
knew
Network.
that we had joked around or talked about in the past. I did, in fact, go to Bass Pro Shop and buy some additional clothes because at one point I didn't have all my stuff out of.
Oh, and by the way, don't forget to check out the GHI Missing Person Network on Facebook, run by Zozo and Sarita and some other people.
The house, and yeah, I needed some additional things just to get by. So it was kind of telling her actually what I
work?
did, but also using something from our past to keep her on the hook. So
And in that portion of the conversation, you said you hoped that you would run into her while you were up north.
Right.
For context purposes, had the defendant told you that she was staying with somebody up in the north part of El Paso County?
she did. There was some story. I don't remember the specifics, but yes, she was up there, and that's why I referenced
Yeah,
that.
today was a lot
I
of
said she, I meant the defendant.
work.
Okay. And but you didn't have any independent knowledge whether she was up north in El Paso County or someplace else, even in the country.
No, sir, I had no knowledge of her whereabouts. Period.
Oh, and see that they were even saying that right there. Like, see, she said 95, and at that time you didn't have a clue, and that's exactly where she might have been.
She mentioned in that phone call about Gannon stepped on something in the garage and cut his foot on the boards and got blood on the boards.
Yes, I heard that.
Can you describe for the jury and
No, this
what
is all
boards
there
she would
is.
be talking about and where in the garage those boards might have been?
So as you saw in a photo, the garage was pretty messy, but there was.
I mean, I just only 2 shots, but I'm trying to make it a little bit more interesting with the closer up. Thanks, Tony Lee. Thank you, Gray, for all your work today. Freaks Rule. Yep.
Depending on what project I had going on, I would stash boards on that, looking into the garage on the left-hand side. I'd lay them down so she could drive over them when she parked her car in the garage. I just ran out of room as I had projects stacking up and whatnot.
And just so we're orienting ourselves correctly, when you say looking into the garage on the left-hand side, you're talking about from the street.
From the
looking
street
in.
view, yes, sir.
Yep.
She could have done it by herself.
Was it common for Gannon to take out the trash, as was referenced in that phone call?
Absolutely, that was one of his chores.
Where was the trash? Where would he take it out to?
So once again, from the street view, the gate that was referenced numerous times was to the left of the garage, and so he would typically go out the back door through the backyard to and then around the house to the trash can because the gate we kept locked typically.
So let's talk a little bit about that backyard. Was it completely fenced in?
Yes, it was fenced in all the way around. Yes, sir.
What kind of fence did it have?
I believe it was a wooden fence. I think. Yeah.
Was it short fence, tall fence?
It was like a maybe 6 or 8 foot privacy type fence all the way around.
Okay.
And joining the neighbors had joining sides, so there wasn't 2 fences. There was just one fence on each side and the back that joined the neighbors.
How many gates in the backyard?
Just the one on the, as I referenced already, the left hand side looking at the garage from the street.
There was reference to a key in that phone call as well, a key to the gate.
Yes, sir.
Did you keep that gate locked, closed?
Yeah, we kept it locked The only time I really remember unlocking it on a regular basis was to cut grass in the backyard.
Where was that key normally kept?
I had a little basket of just doodads on top of my dresser or somewhere in the master bedroom. And
What
the
a
key
weird-
was in there. It was a couple keys on a keychain, and I kept it in
Look how
there.
stupid that is. The
Was
water
the
comes
lock
out right in
on
front of the
the,
gate. Like what?
Hopefully, I'm going to describe
does
this
that
correctly when
work?
I'm asking this question. Was it a padlock, first of all?
It was.
Was that padlock on the outside of the gate, meaning closer to the street, or on the inside yard part of the gate?
For instance, if Gannon were to unlock it, he would have had to go through the backyard and access it from the backyard side of the gate to unlock it. He could not reach over from the front yard side. Is that clear enough?
Yeah, so just so we're clear, the lock that is locking the gate is on the inside of the yard.
Yes. Yeah, on the backyard side, yes, sir.
How tall was Gannon?
I don't remember right off the top of my head. Approaching 5 foot. I don't know if he had hit 5 foot yet. He's in that range.
I guess just to really drive home this point, maybe unnecessarily, but was he tall enough or did he have long enough arms that he could reach over a 6-foot fence and unlock the gate?
Yeah, let me reiterate. I just mentioned that a second ago. He could not open the gate from the front yard. I mean, if he was standing on a ladder or something, but standing on the ground, he could not. He was not tall enough to reach over and unlock it. He had to go from the back.
Could you even?
I think I could. Or pull myself up far enough to get it. I'm not sure, but I don't remember ever doing that because the lock was a little bit, it hung a little bit lower. It wasn't at the top. So.
Okay. There was mention of Kobe. Who is Kobe referenced in there?
Kobe Bryant. He died, as many of us know, he died on that Sunday, which I think would have been the 26th. And I think it was in the phone call I said she had sent me a text message about it right when I landed at the airport in Lawton, Oklahoma. That's what I found out.
Okay. So just she had sent you a text message in reference to Kobe Bryant dying in that helicopter crash?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's what that references to?
Yes, sir.
There was reference of bath salts.
I was wondering why
Tell us
Kobe
about the
was
bath salts.
in
What was
there.
that reference in regard to?
So, some years ago, bath salts became kind of a recreational drug or something. I don't know much about it. I don't think that's the same bath salts as you put in your bathtub. I'm not 100% sure, but something came up in a text message thread where I referenced earlier about a friend on the bus.
Why don't we
that-
get to
this new
see the
friend that
witnesses?
I'd never found to exist, but
I don't get
he
that
said
part.
Gannon could come over and play if Gannon were to bring bath salts with him or some drugs or whatever. And that's where the bath salts were introduced into the conversation. The next thing I did was ask Tisha to get, or the defendant to get all that. We had some, household bath salts. I said, get all those and put them up just in case.
Put them up for what reason?
In case that story was true.
But put them up so that maybe Gannon couldn't
Gannon
get to them?
couldn't find them or Gannon couldn't get them or whatever.
Okay. There was a reference by the defendant to, the way I wrote it down was the Douglas County thing, basically. Were you aware that there were searches happening up on the northern part of El Paso County, southern part of Douglas County line?
Yeah, at some point, I don't remember the exact date, but I know the search moved into that area because we were, I and those around me were following the news pretty closely and getting most of our information from there.
So, to your knowledge, the fact that there was a search happening up in that part of the state was actually being broadcast on the news.
I believe so. Yes, sir.
That's where you learned it.
Yeah, that's where I learned it. I think also in those pretext calls, that area was mentioned to me at one point.
I wonder if
no
the letter
specifics were
let her
given,
take
just
this
had you ever
stand.
been through that area or whatever.
She can act really crazy.
Based on her
and goofy.
reference, did that indicate to you that she also had learned that there was a search happening in that area as well?
I don't know if in that moment I put it together and, immediately following that phone call, I think somewhere down the line I put it together that, she must have put those together, seen the news as well and brought that up because of that. I'm not sure, Mr. Allen.
And then the comment that she makes close in time to that comment about Douglas County.
Who thinks she's innocent? See, everyone always has to be contradictory out there. Like, for example, Richard Allen in the Delphi case. That guy is the guy on the bridge. He is the killer. There is no doubt. I have none at all. Okay? And so in this case, this is even worse, this one. But there's always people that try to pretend that they're innocent and come up with these wild, fanciful stories, and they think they're just so cool and just so hip and neat, and have a little Facebook following, and they're all just so clever, and they always come up with these really stupid theories and things. Well, maybe it was a look-alike, somebody looked just like her that went by the same name, and they drugged Letecia so she doesn't remember. So now she's left wondering if it was her, but it really wasn't because it was this other person. It's amazing.
Is that y'all are barking up the wrong tree?
Yes.
In your mind, was that her trying to move the investigation away from that area?
Objection calls for speculation.
Who was Uncle Matt?
That's the first. I think I said that in the phone call. I've never heard of. I brought up the defendant's sister's ex-husband or
Yeah, there's only
ex-boyfriend or
two.
something. That's the only person I could think of the name Matt that could have been referred to as an uncle. No other person that I've ever heard of.
So when she said Uncle Matt, that is not a name that you knew about.
No, sir.
Obviously, it sounds like in that phone call there was a range of emotion happening on the defendant's part, especially. Was
This trial isn't even real.
that range of
everybody.
emotion consistent with her personality the way you knew it?
They're all
Absolutely.
actors playing a part in a more important play.
In that particular phone call, did she ever change her persona or identity as you were talking to her?
In that phone call, was your question? Yeah,
In that call?
Yeah, Mr. Allen, in that phone call, I only ever was talking to the defendant.
I know, that's what I was saying
mentioned-
earlier. Like the entire defense, Aaron, what I was saying earlier is like the defense doesn't even care at all. I think I was saying it on the streaming earlier. Like this whole part here is so, like, it's meaningless to them because they're not even saying that she didn't do it. So I guess what the prosecution's main goal is to try to show how conniving and planning and scheming Letecia was on their side, because the defense doesn't care at all about, oh, you've got this forensic evidence. Oh, yeah. Because they admit that she did it. She was just crazy at the time that she did it. So they have to sit there this whole trial just waiting for their turn so they can bring in their psychological mumbo-jumbo experts and come in and make up a bunch of shit and try to sell that to one idiot on the jury.
In that phone call, these people are after me now. What did you mean by that?
Absolutely nothing. Just there was a statement just to put myself in her shoes as well. Once again, try to keep her on the hook.
Okay.
Huh? What are you talking about, revengeance? Nobody knows.
And again,
what
I'm
the
not
hell
going
you're
to,
talking
with this
about.
question, I'm not going to ask you to opine on the ultimate question
I
as
don't
to the
even know
purpose
who,
of this trial.
who
But
I
you
don't
made
even
a
see
comment,
that
I
person.
don't believe you killed him. Was that a question again that you were asking to keep her on the hook and keep talking?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. What about the idea that
Oh, yeah. Let me read some of the comments by the idiot sorority person here. Yeah, you sound really dumb, sorority sleep. So here's the thing. You're just in here. Let's check something out really quick. Let's go to that and see where we got about. Okay, yeah, it's a relatively new account. Just a really dumb person though. Yeah. So apparently the Earth is flat. Okay, bye-bye. Have a good one. Back to this. Almost
you made
done.
mention
Almost
in that
done.
phone call about even you were not getting truth from her or even the police. Was that again another one of these references to you trying to keep her on the phone and keep talking?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a little bit of both. I felt I wasn't
Yeah.
getting truth from her, but
Yeah,
she
again,
was,
flat earthers aren't welcome here. Let me just save you guys some time. These are my criteria here. If you believe the Earth is flat, then unsubscribe immediately. If you believe Sandy Hook was a manufactured event, it didn't actually happen. There were crisis actors. It was a false flag operation. Then get the hell out of here. You're not welcome. If you think that we've never landed on the moon and it was all done in a studio somewhere, then get the hell out of here as well. Okay? You're just not welcome. That means your brain doesn't work well and you'll always be frustrated in here. Thank you.
was saying the police aren't doing their job, so it was a little bit of both.
When you had custody of Gannon and Lena, when you were still married with the defendant, would the kids sometimes go visit Landon, spend time with
I
Landon?
hadn't even seen that
there were
girl's
scheduled visits,
those
holidays sometime.
comments.
You know, I don't remember the exact schedule right now, but
The defendant have like a dance party when the kids would leave, indicating she was happy that they were no longer in the house.
there was one or two times I remember her and Harley, or excuse me, the defendant and Harley, having what I call a dance party. This would have been when we lived in Myrtle Beach, when I did not yet have custody. So it was like weekend visits or whatever after they left.
It's
And then I
okay
think
to
it's
believe
clear
in
based
Santa,
off of
okay?
the context
It's
of
okay.
the way that call unfolded. But did this call occur before or after Gannon's remains were found?
This was before.
Okay. Judge, the next portion that I intend to get into would be the next phone call, which is about 37 minutes long. So I would
I mean, I still
I'm wondering
can't
if we
explain why I had change under my pillow after losing a tooth, okay? I never saw anybody put a dime there.
should potentially.
Yeah, council approach for a moment.
The hell is this? Are they about done here?
Still on track. We are still moving things along. The lawyers are, I think, doing their best to try and move things along. Sometimes things just take longer than what they think. Sometimes they go faster than what they think.
I just put that link in there
so
a minute
I apologize
ago.
that we cannot
Zozo.
efficiently use your time today,
Always
but
plug in
I
your
think
group.
it's probably good that everybody has a break. So we're going to end early. Again, do not discuss the case among yourselves. Do not discuss the case with anyone else. Do not do any investigation about any aspect of the case. Remember
that's
to
right.
avoid any stories or opinions from anyone regarding this matter. And if we can have everyone where they need to be. So
In fact, the individuals at Sandy Hook are actually all now flat earthers whose grandparents pretended they landed on the moon. It's unbelievable.
so that they can meet Mr. Combs in the morning at the usual time. And then we should be able to start right at 9 o'clock and go from there. So with that, and the 520.
But you should join the GHI, the missing, that Zozo just posted up there above, and I posted about 3 minutes before that. But you should go ahead and join it, because they post all kinds of missing persons in there, and updates and so forth.
Snow, I don't think you're going to need it tonight, but we shall see.
And I
So,
cover them
if
sometimes. I mean, there's so many of them.
that's an issue, that's the best place to find out. But other than that, we'll see you in the morning. All rise for the jury, please.
What's your steps?
Look at Letecia. Jeez, I'm never wearing that blue shirt again. Is that it?
Similar to today with those phone calls. Obviously, I admitted a bunch of those phone calls. We're not necessarily playing all of them with Mr. Stauch on the stand because there are other people involved with the process of recording those phone calls.
Okay.
So we'll have at some point down the road a different FBI agent for a portion of them, and then a third. I'm sorry.
I guess they're just going to keep playing a bunch of these phone calls. I guess they're a little bit more interesting though than just mumbo jumbo stuff. It's going to really suck when they bring in forensic experts. We're not going to get to see anything that they're talking about, nor the person talking. Man, it's going to be shitty. Huh? What are you talking about, Candy A? Nobody has any idea with what you're talking about.
Number one mods on YouTube. Kissing face. Rose. Heart.
Is Candy on
Kissing
rewind
face,
mode?
Rose. Heart. Kissing face. Rose. Heart.
Has Alicia put on weight, or... Yeah, I think she's... Like I said before, she's been eating buckets of chicken. What do you mean you like the phone calls? What does that mean? Where are these people coming from? They just randomly show up and make comments that don't make sense to anybody. They better find that third camera angle. Oh, you mean the calls that the recordings is what you're saying, Chef Pondu. The recordings. They better find that third camera angle. Well, they have 3 camera little slots there, but only 2 of them had video in them. So maybe when they start having witnesses on, they'll do that. I don't know. Maybe the other one on a day like today is used for the audio recordings, but then later will be switched to something else. Yeah. All right. Well, that is it. I need to get this, I need to play this. From the green forests of the Pacific Northwest, I bid you all good evening. Or good morning, as the case may be. Tonight, we have on some special guests, everybody. we have a crew of people coming on who believe the earth is flat. Right after them, we have another group of morons who think Sandy Hook was an inside job, replete with crisis actives. And then, believe it or not, just after that, we have people who believe we've never landed on the moon. Yes, everybody, they'll be on a little bit later. But for right now, you'll have to just enjoy me talking for a few minutes. Clem. No, Clem is this one over here. Oh, I don't even have Clem. I don't even have Clem. Do 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 do. Chef Pondu. What does that mean, anyways? Oops, I might be a tiny bit behind. The judges sees in front of the jury and not. I don't know what you're saying, Candy. Yeah, you're probably a little bit behind. Inflation. I don't even know who brought up inflation. I got four boosters. Am I okay? Oh, I've had 3 of them, so you know I'm still here. And maybe that's why. You ever thought of that? Cindy Lynn, Tooth Fairy. Oh yeah. Maybe that's what she was talking about the Tooth Fairy. Yeah, I didn't get a dime when I was a kid. Yeah, I love this song. I can listen to this for hours, just this one thing. I know it's kind of weird, but thank you to Brown Eyed Girl 714, Ashy Snow, Maxine Van Dyke, K. Me, Cheyenne R, Lex Lux, Woobles 66, Allison Faye, Lisa Taylor, K. Me, Frazzled Cat, Taco Queen with a cat eye, Lisa Taylor, Stacy Facey, Cindy Lynn, Dobby, Mississippi, Scout and Do, Kathy Chapin, Cindy Lynn, Donna D, Juju Positive donated 10 memberships, Jim Long, K.Me, Robin again, Chris22, Mel's Diner, Kimberly Faith, Jennifer Cardillo, Robin, Allie Cake, 15 Lee, Kimberly Faith, Cindy J, Gloria Batari, Kathy Chapin, Lisa Taylor, Lori Will, Marie Anderson from Finland, Nikki Zibs, Adniram, John Dunn, Lisa Valenzuela, Quinn B, Zozo, Woobles, Juju Positive, Robin, Quinn B, Kimberly Faith, Raylene Jones, Quinn B, Robin, Jim Long, Quinn B, Missing Persons Cases Network, Mama 457 Rose, Tawny Lee, Mama 457 Rose, and Papa Q enjoying the coverage. Isn't the Children in the Snow? Yeah. By the way, if any of you guys went out and watched that documentary on Discovery Plus, anybody? It's pretty good. It's pretty good, everybody. You gotta check it out. Yeah, I think it is. It's some crazy number. It might be 50. I don't know what 10 is. Is that really 100? That's nuts. Well, thanks, Juju Positive. Good to see you again. All right. Yeah. Anyways, we'll try to do something kind of similar tomorrow. I can't do the same thing as like the Murdoch case in this one. Plus, it's not technically. I don't know. It's not as. It sucks not having the. Being able to see the witnesses, and the audio is good though. So we'll just try to find little parts that are interesting and bring them in. And maybe me and Chasing Truth on the weekend might do like a little, what our thoughts were on the case each week or something. Something like that. On our new channel, the same channel from before, but it's called, what was it, Monsters Among Us or something? Yeah. I think it's perfect for Letecia Stauch, an absolute barbarian who killed 11-year-old Gannon Stauch. Now I can't say it right. Because I've heard him say it, everybody say it, Stauch. You don't get what channel? What are you talking about, Rebecca? I don't get that channel. What does that mean? It's just a YouTube channel. Oh, you're way back before on the Discovery Plus. My God, that's like 20 minutes ago. All right. Yeah, I think a lot of the times I think people are like, you're just behind, so I get confused with what you're saying, but I think you're like 30, 45 a minute behind sometimes. So, I don't know. I think I just need to... Maybe I need to slow down the number of bits that I'm using. I switched it to 9,000 because I actually have 40,000 upload speed and 700 or about 800,000 download megabytes. It's really fast. Just like, So, anyways, let's do a spin for a notebook. Yes. Alright, you guys, here we go. And then there's a lot of comments I just don't understand, and then I get them later, but it's like I just need better sort of, like it just makes sense. I still haven't officially learned girl code yet where I can just understand every single thing that anybody says, via nuance of some sort. Alright, here we go. There it is for the notebook. Can't you guys just sign up online and watch it? John Dunn! Alright. I only got a few left, so now I gotta order a whole new box. So I'm thinking of doing one where maybe I need to just do one with like blue on the front, and then one with Chloe. Do a whole, like a series, right? Like one has blue. Which one do you guys want next? Blue first? So we put blue on there? Do one with like a black and white blue. God, you guys are so far behind. I mean, literally like 25 seconds, 30 minimum. Yeah, I'll do one with blue and maybe put a little detective hat on him or something. I mean, who the hell knows? Yeah, do blue first, and then we'll do one with the next set after that'll be Chloe, right? So maybe even on the pen we'll have a picture of like Graves investigates in a little tiny version of the same thing on the pen. Wouldn't that be cool? That would be kind of cool. I can do it with two phones too to film the dogs. I don't know if I could do 24/7, but on that other laptop over there, I'd have to use my own music, so I don't want like some other thing recording the whole house all the time. Yeah, so it would just be no audio from me. It would just be the dogs, and just it'd be kind of cool. I could put it in the backyard even, and have them running around, and put up like, I mean, it's crazy because cell phones, I can connect to my OBS studio using NDI. You just install this app and you turn on the cell phone, and it all of a sudden becomes a video source on OBS studio. So that's how you're able to see the dogs. It's just a stand with a camera on it for a cell phone, an old cell phone even. So that's what's interesting, is you can use like an old cell phone as long as it can still connect to Wi-Fi, and then boom, it works. It's really pretty interesting, to be honest with you. So I could have like 5 of those set up like a maze outside, and the dogs are running around, maybe one on a bed over here. I don't know. Something like that. The one up above there, I don't know. So mean freak emoji on the, I don't know what that means. Oh yeah. I think it would. Well, I think it'd just be a completely different type of a channel. But I think there's something kind of cool about Chloe and Blue, the way they interact with each other, don't you think? But anyways, thank you guys very much for being here tonight. We'll see you, I guess, tomorrow morning. What time does it start? 9 a.m. Colorado time? So that means I'll have to get up at 8. Be over there at 8 in the morning, I guess. Yeah, I don't want to put the one on the wheel on the front of a notebook. That doesn't look good. Okay, all right. We'll see you guys later. And yeah, again, thanks everybody for supporting the channel. Hit that like button on the way out the door. See if you can find some more freaks to come over here. People that are actually true crime people. Not the ones that need to coddle a little stuffed animal if there's something scary being talked about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I thought. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow. Be safe out there. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4.
And a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and 8. Jeez.
Hey, what happened to the music?
During this whole time, I have not seen one person.
Yeah, great. Oh, okay.
That
Thanks.
is a.
I just said exactly the same thing. What you copied me
rejector.
on something so mundane like that? Like, ooh, wow.
Gonna get ya.
Gosh, Gray.
Gonna sketch ya if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his spectre. With all respect, just remember I've a temple fucking checker. I have no agenda. I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender.
Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right. Very cool. See you guys tomorrow.
Good night, everybody. Gee.
Wow, what happened this time? Were you upset about something?
No, great, not at all. Good night, everybody. Gee.
You just said that, Mary Lou.
I know, but I want to say it again.
Oh, God. Here we go. All right, see ya. I just whistled. Ah, man, now you're copying me.
Now you're copying me.
Oh, my God.